grab a moment, file in here, hang tight while people jump on in. Oh, yeah! Ah, gentlemen, gentlemen, gentlemen. Let's get this son of a bitch down here so it can look at this fucking face. Oh, yeah. Let me squelch this shit. I don't think y'all need to go through 5 more minutes of that. Get that off of there. Booyah. I'll show you what I do have on there. Hold on one second. Let me put that back up there real quick. I'll show you what I got on there. Check that out. The late, great Jim Crawford. Gentlemen, Hammerhand, the MGTOW monk. Good to see you again. And yes, like I said, I'm sticking to it. One Saturday live stream, one Sunday live stream. And if I can get, it's a chore, man, it's a chore. If I could do the 2 videos on the Saturday and on the Sunday, blah, blah, blah. I did one today, kind of a cheap shot, you know, it's just a little promo for this. So I'll see if I can get that figured out. I want to show you what we finished building here just a little bit ago. Some folks were asking, and actually folks ask a lot. Let me move that back a little bit. Folks ask a lot what I do in my spare time, because towards him now. But I just got this. Ooh, pointy. I used to do model rocketry when I was a kid, so I went and put this one together. And you see where it's still unpainted here? This is going to be white. And all of those blue corners are going to be white to match up with these rings and the white accents that I have on these veins right here, on these two sets of veins. But I do the model rocketry. We do anything that I think that my son will get a kick out of. And y'all asked for models. Well, you can see a couple of them right there. Hold on a second. Now, I can't go taking them out of the cases, but I will show you. And I hope that this thing can get some view of it. There you go. That is Mario Andretti's 1988 Indy 500 Challenger. Sorry about the glare on that, but you see, I do more than the average Joe when it comes to modeling. Everything that you see on the back end here, the turbo exhaust, the wastegate, the shocks, the suspension, everything is handmade. It's fabricated. I make that by myself. I take all of the plastic shit that comes with the kits and I get rid of it. This is Jim Crawford's 1989 Challenger, and you can see clearly the brass. Scratch built the turbo, the wastegate, the suspension, the inlets, the exhaust guards, everything. So yeah, when I go and I start building models, man, I go way the fuck out of my way to get some of those things done. And we'll clear this up real quick here, and I'll show you one more. Now, I won't be messing with this until I have the ability to sit down and really get it squared away. But some of you may or may not know. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just show you the picture on the box here. The MI-24D. This is a V kit, but I made the D kit. The Hind. Can you see that? Hope you can see that. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. That was one of my favorite attack choppers in the world, as far as a Warcraft chopper is concerned. Now, this is what we've got so far, right? You see all the little door chains and everything hanging on the inside there? And what I've done is I've cut off. All of this was molded, obviously, to the kit. All of these hatch covers were molded to the kit. This deck right here was a small part of the kit. I lengthened it and elongated it, or lengthwise and widthwise. And I put the engine mounts, I installed the engine mounts here, and I've made this compressor here for the turbines. You see? Nobody else, you won't see that shit anywhere else. That's why I go out of my way. Let me see if I can get that cleaned up a little bit. No, not really. So we do a full cockpit. See? So my time is my time. When I get my shit going and I do my thing, it's for me. It's not for anybody else or any other bullshit. Rambo 3 had a different cockpit, but yeah, it's basically the same one. Loved those choppers. Still love them. All right, gents, I'm going to go back up to the top of the chat here, and we're going to start. 87 in the box, 38 thumbs up. I do not deserve 80 thumbs up. I do not deserve 80 thumbs up. I'll take it no matter what. It don't matter. MGTOW Life. Gents, what's up, sir? MGTOW Life. During home from work, gonna listen. During home from work? Coming home from work. Driving home from work. I bet it's driving home. There you go. Christian MGTOW. Hammerhand. The MGTOW monk. Yes, sir. Penny Pounder. Hammer. Brother. What's up, sir? Riff Magos. Hail, Hammerhand. Hail, Riff. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Timothy Sokol. Got in on time. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah. Lord Rubs. I hate my sister, my mother, and my grandma. Son! They all have one thing in common. Let me ask you guys. I'm going to go down here in the chat real quick. Let me get all the way to the bottom of the chat. I want to see something real quick. And then I'll come back up. Okay. I got my fan on low. Is my fan disturbing you guys? Can you hear? Can you hear okay? Tell me if you can hear all right. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna run back up to the top of the chat and get this shit going again. Luke Chase, he is here. Hammerhand, what's up, Luke? How you doing? Jerry Shallowitz, ding dong, brothers. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Go and bury that bitch right now. You see how these motherfuckers are losing their minds? They're going crazy, boy. They're going absolutely fucking insane. MGTOW, Quiet Herb. What's up, MGTOW, Quiet Herb? How you doing, brother? 45, absolutely. And he's still going to be 45. JP, gentlemen, time for another great stream. Let's hope so, guys. Let's hope so. I've got my, hold on, my show notes. So, yeah. Luke Chase, more likes, please. Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Look at him coming up there. That's outstanding. I love it. Penny Pounder, Hammer, you're setting the MGTOW world on fire right now. I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. I don't want to set it on fire. I want to grow it. As a matter of fact, I want these other men out here that are still engaging in such nasty little habits as usury, female endorsement, feminism, to get on board. In the sticks, IRL, I think that's IRL. Been really enjoying these live streams. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Christian MGTOW, so fresh and so clean. Hammer. Oh. 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 It's getting there. Round about Christmas, boy. Bring it out. Oh, man. About Christmas. Yeah, it's gonna be out here. Ding, 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 ding. Jim Nichols, I'm here. Hammerhand. I got unsubscribed. No shit. No shit. It's not like that never happens, right? Piotr Oslowski. The Great Gig in the Sky intro. Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hank the Me Man. Pounder. Janky Show. What's up, Janky? It's good to see you, brother. At Hank the Me Man, MGTOW Live, Christian MGTOW, Polska Bob. Shout outs for everybody, I'm assuming. Feminazi Slayer. Hey, gentlemen. What's up, sir? How you doing? Timothy, so-called ringside. Kelly Giddens. Let's get it on. All right, I ain't doing that. Fuck that shit. Eddie MGTOW. What's up, Hammerhand? What's up, men? What's up, sir? What's going on? Oh, while it's on my mind, I have mentioned this in another video, a couple videos back. I think I mentioned it anyways. Pretty sure I did. Howard Dare is back online. If I can get one of my mods to get Howard Dare's new channel and drop it in the chat, put a link in the chat for everybody to go to. If you feel like Howard Dare is your taste, man, give the man an opportunity. You know, give him a chance. I always liked everything that Howard Dare had to say. Well, not everything, but most of it, you know, and I'm good with that. Most of it. He's definitely, in my opinion, he's definitely on our side. So whatever happened and however he jetted, I'm sorry that happened, but he's back now, and I feel like he deserves that support. He's putting out the content. His message hasn't changed. He's not wavering. So as long as that's lined up and flying straight, I would support the man. Polska Bob, hello and welcome, Janky. David M, one more again. What's up, David M? How you doing, man? Social. I'm going to have to get a clarification on that. No corona. Got to work tomorrow. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know. I don't partake. I just go and do my fucking thing. So, Success Pool Endeavors, shouting everybody out. What's up, Success Pool? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Hostile MGTOW. Every day is a MGTOW day, as long as you're not engaging in usury. Don't engage in usury. Feminazi Slayer. Keep our blabber down so he can keep up to it as I can. Red Pill Conscious. Yo, man. What's up, Hammer? Everybody? Zero, sir. Zero. Just sitting here trying to entertain you amazing, incredible fucking guys. Christian MGTOW. Can't believe Hammer did 3 hours yesterday. Got them Joe Rogan numbers. Oh, speaking of numbers, man. I'll get back to the chat in a minute. I went and I checked out my analytics. Okay? You're going to fucking love this. Here's my little notes here. So far, since this channel came back, 732,000 watch minutes. 732,000 watch minutes. Now they are hiding data. You see, the way that the way that the analytics are structured, if you just take it on its face, it's like, okay, this is what it is. This is what it is. That is what it is. Tricky, tricky, tricky motherfuckers. They tell me that 56% of the audience that tunes in here is unsubscribed, right? I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried if you sub to the channel or don't sub to the channel. It doesn't make a difference to me. The numbers show up. The watch time from last month to this month increased by 20%. Does anybody know where I'm going to go with that? With my sub numbers not going up, with 56% of this audience, the watching audience, not being subscribed to the channel, 732,000 watch minutes, right? Just since I came back on this platform here, just what, 2 months ago, maybe? Massive, massive, massive numbers. And now I go and I look at analytics, my breakdown by sex. Let me clear my throat for that one. My male audience has remained right there. Right there. My female audience has gone up. How much has the female audience gone up? Not 1%. Not 2%. Not 5%. My female audience has gone up almost 80%. I didn't have a lot of females to begin with. But inside my watch numbers, inside the analytics that I have, and it's mind-boggling. You won't see this in the analytics if you don't do the breakdown. There's like 13,000 women that have turned into this channel to see what is being said, and they don't tune out. They watch everything. I have never had 13,000 women tune into this channel and watch me or watch what's being said. They're not watching me. They're watching what's being said. Now, we've had a couple of brothers hit on this, and I thought that it was a very interesting subject, so I tackled it, and I jumped up in them fucking analytics, and I started doing a little bit of work. There are a lot of chicks that are jumping onto this shit. They're making lurker accounts. They're coming up and they're disguising themselves as men. They're not marking that they're females. They're making fake accounts, and they're sitting on there and just doing and doing and doing until they can get to a point where they can comment, they can be recognized, yada, yada, yada. It's some crazy fucking shit, man. It's some crazy shit. Oh, my goodness. Crazy stuff. Everybody's getting shouted out in these comments, man. That's awesome. Timothy Sokol, Estes model kits, did quite a few as a kid. I didn't do a lot. I only did 2, and then I went and got this one. You know, it's got an age limit on it for like 13. This motherfucker came with like 300 pieces. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What 13-year-old do you think is going to do that? Maybe 13 years old back in 1960. The 13-year-olds today, they're fucking potatoes. Paul Butala, mount a GoPro to the top. I don't think that this one has... Maybe it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. I'm going to fire it off. We're going to fire it off a few times before we do anything like that. Feminazi Slayer at Hammerhand. Will you launch it and will it break after? I don't know. I don't know. I hope that it doesn't because I put a lot of goddamn work into it. I don't want it to just go... Riff Magos, nice. Polska Bob used to do World War II tanks and planes. Should get back into modeling. If... Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. And for me, it's creative. It's a very worthwhile topic. I don't just buy the kit and then throw the kit together. I don't do that. When I first started modeling, that was my concentration, was to just get the model right, you know? Then I started cutting little pieces off here and cutting little pieces off there. Then I started experimenting with paint. Then I started experimenting with making my own decals. And I don't do my own decals right now because I just don't have the ability to do it. So I outsource my decals. A lot of these cars, when they come from these manufacturers, they do a very average basic job. I do a shit ton of work to these cars to make them look semi-respectable. So that's fun for me, and I very much enjoy that. I'm a very meticulous person when it comes to something like that, or the firearms or something like that. Very meticulous. So it satisfies my nature. Dr. MGTOW, oh man, it's a shame you always go live when I'm working or about to go to work. I'm sorry, brother. I apologize for that, man. Feminazi Slayer, that's what's up. That's what I do. You talking about modeling? That'd be cool, man. That's really cool. Timothy, so-called. I'm out at the reloading bench this evening. Outstanding, brother. What kind of loads are you putting in? Dr. MGTOW. But good to see you. Good to see you too, Doc. Good to see you. Sparks to spare. Evening, fellas. Evening. Now I got to pull this bitch back up. You get to look at it. Oh, you get to look at it. Oh, look at it. I had somebody come on here a little bit ago, and they said, like, I'll be back and watch this stream after the Salty Army. And I'm like, goddamn, Salty, goddamn. I understand. Salty's got like, what, 250-ish thousand subs. I was sitting on that channel when he had 100 subs. So I loved the guy. I thought he was great. You know who he reminded me of when he first started out? He reminded me of Hard-Hitting Health Truth J. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Some of you older guys might know who that is, but Triple HJ was fucking awesome. And you can catch him on BitChute, by the way. He's still on BitChute. Wesley Brown, sweet. Feminazi Slayer, I do that scratch build, but for Hot Wheels and Lionel trains. I used to have some Lionel trains. I won't pretend that I was a collector, but I did have a couple. Luke Chase, I did a lot of tanks, World War II models. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Penny Pounder, Hammer, how does that cashmere brush feel when you're combing out that luxurious beard? You know how it feels? Hold on. Hold on. Got the firm side. Got the really soft. So you can take this really soft one right here. Oh, man. It's like a nice little skin massager, you know? Oh. You can massage your skin with this. This is pretty fucking neat. Then you got this firm side. And that's kind of, because I got real coarse hair. How does that feel? Oh. Feels pretty fucking good. That feels pretty fucking good. Oh, man. You know what the shameful part about that is? If I had, way back when I was blue, really blue, and I had a chick do something like that, that fucking broad, she could have gone in there and got the wallet, the keys, the car, and I'd have been like, so yeah. I think that's one of the fantasies that we indulge ourselves. At least I do. I don't want to speak for you, but that was always my thing, man. I always wanted, when I wanted a woman, I wanted a woman that would care for me the way that I would care for her. When I'm sitting behind her and I'm brushing her hair out, and I've done many, many times, brushed her hair out, you know, did the fucking thing, I considered it a point of pride before I woke up to absolutely spoil and pamper those bitches. And when you look back on that, none of that was ever returned. And I look back on it now and I'm like, they expected it. They absolutely 100% expected it. From the 120 pounder to the 400 pounder. They all expect it. And it's that's a terrible way to live, man. It's a terrible way to live, to expect to be treated like royalty when you don't. They have kids, Hammer. They birth the world. No, they don't. They fulfill their biological function, plain and simple. And those that don't, more power to you. Get some cats, motherfuckers. Feminazi Slayer. We never grow up in some ways. I take issue with that. I don't think that we grow up or not. I don't deal with that kind of terminology. And no disrespect to you, FS. No disrespect at all. I don't consider that a man that wants to do what he wants to do is grown up or not grown up. He's doing what he wants to do. And if it's not what you want, go find another man. You know what I'm saying? Get to fucking stepping. Get on down the road. If you can't like this guy for what he is and what he does, and you have to take his shit away, or you have to cajole him into giving his shit up, you're with the wrong person. Unless, of course, he's got a great big fucking fat bag that you're trying to steal from him. Oh, that's another one that we're going to talk about. Maya Moore. Maya Moore, the NBA, WNBA dirtbag that went and got one of these guys. Supposedly they were friends forever, blah, blah. This guy's been in prison since 1997. She petitioned, worked with, and fought to gain his freedom, right? Now, Maya Moore is worth $300,000, roughly. Maya Moore makes about 45 grand a year in the WNBA. You know, the same WNBA that walked off the court in protest of the national anthem, that won't stand for the national anthem, that pisses and spits all over what this country stands for. That WNBA, the militant WNBA. Oh, yes. So she gets this guy out. This motherfucker, as soon as he gets out, they're married. Now, I wonder why you would marry someone who's been in prison since 1997, is fucking ruined, will never be the same, is going to have problems all the way through the rest of his life because of what has happened to him if he was innocent. If he was found to be innocent, I'd take them at their word. I wonder what's waiting at the end of this. I give it 5 years before she's filing divorce because he gets a fucking humongous multi-million-dollar settlement from the state that imprisoned him falsely, and she's going to get it. You think that that's not what's going to happen? We will be sitting here, or you will be watching some live stream somewhere down the road, and Maya Moore and her tragic husband were divorced today in California Superior Court, and I'm going to be like, I told you, motherfucker, I told you. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. Polska Bob, the Hind. Why, built one of those. Sweet. Feminazi Slayer. I was always intimidated by aerial models. I don't know why. Man, they're awesome. They're awesome. Red Pill Conscious. Nice fab work. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Jerry Shalowitz. I had a mild obsession with the World War II Luftwaffe aircraft. There was a lot to kind of be obsessed about, to be honest with you. The German aircraft, the Japanese aircraft, and the American and Brit aircraft, they were fucking fantastic. Everybody had something that they could puff their chest out about in World War II. As far as bombers were concerned, as far as interceptors were concerned, we all had something going on. Great shit. Janky Show. Hammerhand is very creative. He can draw too. Well, thanks, Janky. I appreciate that, man. I haven't poked up any of my drawings here in a while. Cheers. How are you? Let's see some sketches. Hammerhand. I don't think I've got anything available, to be honest with you. Hold on, let me take a look right over here. All I gotta do is pull this speaker down real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Sketches. I don't think I do. No, I don't. Sorry, gang. I don't have anything readily available. When I get into the new studio, I will have all of those sketches and drawings up. I will have the 100 plus carded vintage G.I. Joes up. And you'll be able to see them all. And I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait. Jim Nichols, damn, good work. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I went through more goddamn models than, than I care to even think about trying to perfect those. Sparks to Spare, Wolverines! Oh, baby. Scotial at Polska Bob, loved that movie. Great fucking movie. The remake I thought was great big fucking ass crack. And it didn't work out too well in old communist China. They made them change it from the Chinese to the Koreans. That was great. Scott Muncie. I like muscle cars and battleships, old ships. Let me tell you a story here, Scott. I walked into my local hobby shop. It was called the Craft House Hobby Shop in West Palm Beach, Florida. When I was a kid, probably about 18, maybe 20 years old. And there was somebody standing in there talking to the owner, and I knew the owner pretty good, and she was fucking panicking because they had the Tamaya battleship, the 1/350th scale Missouri. And I was starting to get pretty good at putting things together at that point. And they had a fella that was supposed to do this kit, and he couldn't do the kit. So they were asking around, and when I came in, they said, "Oh boy, can you do this kit?" And I said, why? He said, "We have a guy who's celebrating his 95th birthday who was on the Missouri at the signing of the armistice, and we want to present this to him." And I was like, yeah, I can build the kit, but I mean, I need some supplies and shit. And she's like, okay. What do you want to build the kit? I said 200 plus all the supplies, which I undercut myself probably by about 5 times, to be honest with you. I got the kit done in 48 hours. I worked nonstop for like 36 hours. And that kit was presented to that man, that veteran, at his 95th birthday party. So I thought that was pretty goddamn neat. That was pretty cool. Successful endeavors. I used to stick small electric engines in model airplanes, put the batteries in the drop fuel tanks. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I like that. Retestarock. Retestarock? I hope I got that right. ACA. We can hear. Cool. Piotr. Okay. SCE. Audio sounds good. Okay. Phil McCracken. I'm already disturbed. Why, Phil? Why are you disturbed? So you guys are telling me that the fan's pretty good. That's awesome. Sweet. All right. I'm going to stop right there. Well, actually, Timothy Sokol, Trump got a poison letter today. That's not true. Trump's team received a letter that had ricin in it. That is a fact. Donald Trump, if you write a letter, "Dear Donald Trump, President of the USA," and you mail it up and you put shit in it and you send it to him, Trump will never get your letter. Never. There are people that go through all of his shit before any of it gets to him. Those things had no chance of getting to him. No chance. Red Pill Elite just popped up with a notification. If you guys want to jump over there and check his stream out and be my guest. I'm not trying to run you off or anything. Polska Bob, there's a channel I watch that builds battleships. He's currently doing the Missouri. It's 12 fucking feet long. God damn, boy. That is... Whew. That's ad. Rusty Knife. Pelosi is threatening impeachment again. Now, did she really threaten impeachment? Or did she just kind of wishy-washy? When that reporter asked her that question, she didn't say yes. She didn't say no. All she does is what she always does. Miss Pelosi, can you tell us your first name? She has a little stroke. Yes, and Trump. That's what she does. A little bit of nervous twitch. That's what Pelosi does. She didn't say that she was going to pursue impeachment, unless it's come out in the last 2 hours. I haven't seen that. But Dr. MGTOW, damn, got to go to work. Have a great one, Hammerhand, and my MGTOW bros. Stay safe. You too, Dr. MGTOW, and come on back and catch it up later. The Hidden MGTOW. Once again, Hammer, sorry you couldn't get into the stream on Friday. I was honored you thought of us. Hidden MGTOW, that is all right, brother. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. Once I get the router and the modem installed here, and I get that Wi-Fi blaster, that kind of shit won't happen again, so it'll boost my signal. And when I catch you guys, whenever I catch you again, I'll gladly jump in, man, when the invite shows up. I don't have any I'll jump into a stream with 1 million people, or I'll jump into a stream with one person. I don't give a shit. As long as there's something decent to talk about and people aren't sitting there mowing each other over. That is my biggest gripe. My biggest fucking gripe with any stream is if you got more than 4, maybe 5 people, it's a shit show. You know, even when they're trying to respect one another, it's a shit show. I mean, because nobody knows how to moderate these things. You know, you have to moderate this stuff. You got to give people an opportunity. You round robin that motherfucker. You know, you have a moderator, just like you would do a presidential debate, just with none of the bias. You know what I'm saying? Feminazi Slayer, let's have a no political night. No politics? Okay, I can do that. Hold on again. Got to get some more caffeine. In that case, let's stop right there and let's let's get to the fucking show notes. I touched on it a little bit earlier. Women that are starting to embrace, not like, come here, MGTOW, because that doesn't make any sense, right? If these people did enough digging and they did enough listening, these folks would understand that MGTOW is not their concern. MGTOW is not their concern. These folks are a product of this generation and the last generation, where you can get on your phone and you can get one fucking answer from Google that is probably a paid result, and you'll never get the whole truth if you can't look the fucking thing up. You have to be able to disseminate information. You have to understand that everybody that's supplying information now has some kind of bias. Everybody. So when reading starts to become a thing of the past, and everybody's running around out there, and they look at their phone, and they're like, gee, I wonder who built that statue. You're going to get 5 fucking search engines with 5 different answers. Which one's the fucking truth? We got problems out there, man. We got problems. Sam L., you missed the spot. Hammerhand, what spot did I miss? Rusty Knife, Feminazi Slayer, ain't gonna happen. Don't slow down for me. I'm old, but I can take it. Kanu, Hammerhand is our Kratos. Oh, do I need to get my big ass red stripe? Do I need to do that? The first thing anybody would say when they saw, if I went full Kratos, they say, man, that's a fat Kratos. It's a fat Kratos. But that's all right. I'm good with that. Thy staff, thy will. At Rusty Knife, it's all a soap opera. Goddamn right. We America 110. What's up, fellow MGTOWs? What's up, We America? How you doing? Bikamech. Hey, Bikamech 1. Hey, Hammer. What's up, Bikamech? How you doing? Pulse Kebab. Hammerhand does look like Kratos. You wait till... And at the beginning of August, I let this go. And then I let all of this come in. And then after next May, probably the 1st of June, I'll probably cut all of this back down again. Shorten it up. Get cleaned up. Timothy So-called reloading, pulling the lever since 2 o'clock California time. 38s are done, now 357s. Ah, sweet, man, sweet. So you just go buy, what, bags of brass powder, and do you drop the lead yourself? Do you melt the lead yourself? You smelt that? Bikamech 1, Hammerhand. Did you hear Trump nominated Barbara Legault? Oh, no shit. I was fucking positive he was going to nominate Coney Barrett. Wow, that's interesting. Now I'm gonna have to go look her up now and see what her policies on fucking immigration are. No, I did not hear that he nominated her. No, I didn't. So wow, that's pretty awesome, man. Stone Reaper, greetings, Hammerhand, gentlemen. Dare is good content. Yeah, he is. He is. We America 110. I just subbed. I don't know who to, but thank you for subbing. Thy staff, thy will. Howard Dare quit when YouTube demonetized MGTOW content. Well, he was on for a while after that, and then something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And I haven't asked him, and it's really not my place. I think if he wants to volunteer that, he will. But there was a whole bunch of really vicious shit going around, and you could tell some of it was just plant crap, just disinformation. Sam L. Hammerhand, why women are unhappy. Why are women unhappy? Is that a real question? Well, wouldn't you be unhappy if your entire life, from the time that you were a wee tot until the time that you became an e-thought, wouldn't you be unhappy if everything that you had ever been told was just bullshit? And then when you get out here, the world seems so backwards and so hateful and so fucking mean-spirited. And everybody's like, open your own door, bitch! You know? Wouldn't you be a little angry? We only make 70 cents! No. You are a female. It's illegal to pay you less than it is to pay me for the same experience, for the same job. If you can tell me who's doing that, I will stand with you, and we will kick their asses because it's illegal. It's against the fucking law. Nobody does that. And when they do, they eventually get sold out and they get caught. You know? And so this is not a thing. When you take the numbers that these people made up, they made them up, and you take the numbers that are real and you start doing your work, you come out with a wage gap that is 10 cents, maybe 10 cents for similar educations, similar job backgrounds, similar jobs. These fucking people are imbeciles. And then when you factor in that women take at least 9 months off on their first pregnancy, they take more time off if they have a second pregnancy. They were waiting later, much, much later. They're taking the best years of their lives for having kids and fucking it away on a job. Yeah, I'd be unhappy. They just don't have anybody that's willing to tell them the truth. And then when they hear the truth coming from somebody like me or somebody like you, they think you're a piece of shit. They think that you're a misogynist. They think that you're all of these isms, and phobes, the X, Y's, and Z's. That's what those motherfuckers think. They're brainwashed. There's no other way to say it. They're completely fucked up human beings. And they were made to be fucked up. So dissent, so derision, so hatred. And then you can keep those eyeballs off of the people that are bilking this country and this world for everything that it's worth. DB fucking Cooper. I was just talking about you last night. I said, you know who I haven't seen in a while? DB Cooper. Hail, DB Cooper. I'm glad to see you around, brother. Good to see you, man. Kanu at Sam L. I fucking hate this shit. Sorry if it dropped out. Feminazi Slayer at Hammerhand. I want to apologize about not having my facts straight. Just checked myself. That's okay, man. That's all right, brother. I mean, you know, unless everybody's on top of shit 24/7, something is bound to change. You know, I understand stuff like that. I don't get in anybody's ass over things like that. That's small shit. I had a friend of mine once, military guy. He said, there's two things in life that you need to worry about. Number one, don't sweat the small shit. Number two, see rule number one. And everything small shit, pretty much, for the most part. That's why I don't get wasted about shit. Luke Chase, women want to be men and they can't, so they are not happy. That's part of the equation as well. When you start to sell the idea that women are equal to men, and they're not, when you take power away, when you take money away, when you take influence away, when you take being born with a silver spoon away, being born in the gutter away, what do you have? You have men versus women on Survivor. Excuse me. That's what you have. And if anybody ever watched the men versus women on Survivor, hey, baby. If you ever watched any of the stuff that Bear Grylls put together about dropping men off on this part of the island, dropping women off on this part of the island, if shit hits the fan, women will be shacking up with men 3-1. I promise you that. All of this fucking crap that's out here, all of these big umbrella corporations and these fucking umbrella terms that people use, all of these big soft blankets that people put down for the comfort of these mentally deranged fucking beasts, all of that disappears when the power don't come back on. Hail! RPM. Hockey mask time, baby. Woo! Zool. Howdy, Hand of Hammers and fellow MGTOWs. What's up, Zool? Hail. Joe C. Excited for gun laws to go bye-bye. I'm telling you what, man. I'm telling you what. Gun laws right now, any gun law is unconstitutional. Any gun law is unconstitutional. We have a Second Amendment. Shall not be infringed. You see, any gun law right now that exists is unconstitutional. It just needs somebody to come up and challenge it. And these fucking assholes out here, they play games with one another. And they dick wave at one another all the time. And they use you to do it. DB Cooper, when did Hammerhand come back to YouTube? What was it, about 2 months ago, gang? A month, 6 weeks ago, something like that. 6 weeks ago? Right around there. I came back, I said, I remember when I was leaving, boy, I was like, fuck this place. I ain't coming back to this. I don't support these motherfuckers. I don't like censorship. And I had some time off, and I built up the BitChute, and I built up the MGTOW TV, with the help of the subs, of course. I can never forget to say that. And just had somebody talk to me, man, and remind me that there were still a ton of people coming to the largest platform in the world that were being ambushed, that didn't know what fucking time it was, and they were being co-opted before they even had the chance to figure out what was going on. And that's all that needed to be said to me. I was thinking too much about me and not enough about people that I was trying to help. And believe me, I think a lot about the people that I'm trying to help. But in that instance, I think I became too selfish. And I lost focus. And that's not a good thing. So you always have to maintain your focus on what you're doing. Why are you here? I'm here to help men as much as I can. That's what I'm here for. And we're moving forward, and we're getting those small victories, and they're piling up, and they're turning into a fucking tidal wave. And anybody with eyeballs can see it. MGTOW Life just saw a woman by herself in the breakdown lane, changing her own damn tire. Was she standing on the tire iron? Because you know they can't break them lugs loose. Them lugs loose? Lugs loose. Damn. Hate speech. Timothy Sokol, been subbed from the start, Hammer. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Successful endeavors. 97th. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Very, very good, gentlemen. Thank you. Excuse me. Red-pilled mixed breed. What's good, Unc? 0, nephew. 0. Kevin Huff, Biden-Harris is stymied by Trump's picks. Yeah, you know that motherfucker. Look, man, I don't care what anybody's opinions on Trump are. Donald Trump is not what everybody thought he was. Is he kind of like a neocon? Is he a business dem? Is he a venture capitalist? Yeah, he's all of that. But he also loves his country, no matter what anybody says. He might, now listen to me, he might be playing the game, but he's a fucking thorn in their sides. And they don't want to see his ass for another 4 years. And you know what's going to happen this 4 years. He'll be grooming Pence to take over. Not that they will do that with Pence. You already know that shit's coming. That 2024 deal, if Trump gets in, that 2024 deal, they're gonna primary the fuck out of Pence. They're gonna climb all over him to try to get him out of the picture. Biden-Harris stymied. Can't hate on a Hispanic woman without losing the Hispanic vote. What kind of optics are they offering when they're saying, the Dems in particular, right? When they're saying, hey man, we want to get out there and get these Hispanics because, well, they overtook the blacks. So when the blacks had that coveted #1 minority spot, they fucking pissed it away, and then the Hispanics just moved on in and said, nah, we'll take that shit. So now they don't even see the blacks. They just pander to the blacks. Now they go after the Hispanic vote. They don't care if the blacks come along or not. That's why I think a lot of blacks are jumping ship. A fucking ton of them are jumping ship. They might not just vote, you know. And that's to say nothing about going over and voting Republican or Independent. They just might not even vote. So I know we weren't supposed to be talking about politics tonight. So I'm not going to answer no more political questions unless it's part of this deal right here. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Feminazi Slayer. Guys, they make billions on public gun sales. They will never go away. No, they're not going nowhere. You got to be fucking kidding. If you think that they cannot tell you how many guns are on the interior of this country. Low estimates say that there are 250 million guns and 1 billion rounds in private hands. Low estimates. I've heard estimates as high as 400 million guns. I believe that estimate. I believe that. Time in a bottle, they're doing their best to discredit MGTOW. Oh boy, that's a very nice segue into my next subject. Let me clear my throat here. Lauren Chen, the roaming millennial, working for goddamn Glenn Beck at the Blaze TV, right? Lauren Chen. What can you say about Lauren Chen? She's in her 30s now. She got a boyfriend. She calls him a fiance. He calls her a girlfriend. No kids, right? Trad to the fucking con. Yeah, man. Yeah, Lauren Chen. Lauren Chen was low-key slapping at MGTOW, you know, talking about how MGTOW men are disgruntled and they hate women. They throw so much misogynist. I got online and I did a deep dive and for 2 hours I looked. Oh. So in 2 hours you figured out 15 years, tens of thousands of videos on MGTOW, Monk, and the Red Pill philosophies. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. When somebody tells me that they did their research, if you don't show me that you've done your research, I can't hear you. And if you tell me that you did 2 hours of research on thousands and thousands and thousands of videos, the MGTOW mirror, what do we got, about 275,000, 300,000 videos now? You're some fucking entitled millennial cunt with an opinion. And you don't listen. And he is dating. You ought to see that fucking guy. He looks like he just rolled off of a goddamn runway for Gucci. I mean, he just like, Polska Bob. So Trump did pick a justice. Yeah. He picked that Latino girl, man. I never thought that would happen. That's fucking great shit. Outstanding. DB Cooper, hello, ladies. 80%. Your 80% is gone. We were just looking at a deal a couple of nights ago where Sandman put up a conversation. It was like a 248-minute. It was 2.5 hours conversation with Face LMS and First, the incel guys, and it was very revealing. It was great. It was a really awesome thing. If you can go to Sandman's channel and you can get that, and you got 2.5 hours to listen, I would highly, highly recommend it. I listened to every minute of that. It was fucking good. It was really good. Lots of great points, lots of great talking, and with the largest name in MGTOW, Sandman, coming out and grabbing up with the largest names in Incel, there are people. These fucking things are coming together. You know what I'm saying? And guess what they're doing when these people are grabbing up a hold of one another and they're coming together and they're talking. They're excluding, they're pushing out usury. They're pushing out PUAs. They're pushing out game. They're pushing out pussy beggars. Say bye. Goodbye. See you later, bitches. I've said many times, you know, a few videos ago, I said that there is a distinct pushing apart of what people are calling Red Pill now and what people are calling MGTOW and Monk. Do you still get to MGTOW and Monk through Red Pill philosophy? Yes. Yes, you do. But if you really want to get away from usury, you leave Red Pill behind very, very fast. Our friend Red Pill Elite just got that lesson. Again. Luke Chase, chicks like you, Hammer. No, they don't. And that's okay, because I like my shotgun. I like my models. I like to have my little drink anytime that I want it. Hold on a second, gents. I'm just looking up at my computer screen there, knocking that shit down. Stone Reaper, watchers went up. Yes, they did. Red Pill Conscious. Women's are concerned. They sure as fuck are. Janky Show. They know they have fucked up. I'm gonna blow that one up. I don't think that they do. I don't think that they know that they fucked up. They absolutely 100% know. Push that back. Get these fucking hands in here. They know that they are entitled to your ass. They're entitled to everything that you bring to the table. Everything. They want everything. And they don't understand why it's not coming to them. They don't understand that. They don't understand why they can't have babies. They don't understand why men are pumping and dumping. And here's the fucked up part. There are people out there now that are begging for the pump and dump. They can't even get guys to go on a fucking date. And nobody wants to ask the questions. Why? Why? You don't seriously think that 300 million fucking men all over the world just stopped dating? Just because? No. No. They see the question, they know the answer, and women do not want to participate in that conversation. Because then they would be imbued with real equality, real responsibility. They don't want that. They want their Gibbs. They want all their little goodies. They want 50 pairs of shoes. And they want you to pay for it all. And they can't understand why that's happening. They can't understand why they're being left out. They can't understand why they're competing with 3s and 4s. You know? The world is changing, gentlemen. The world is changing. Zool, they're just waiting to gather intel and eventually find a reason to report you. Yeah, and you can go on ahead and do that. They don't need no intel to report me, man. They know who the fuck I am. They know who every one of us are. They know who we are. They don't need a reason to report you. They don't need to quote their nebulous terms of service. They don't need to say, oh, hate speech, man. They don't need to say anything or do anything. They can click that fucking button and your channel's gone, just like that. What they have not counted on is the dogged, relentless, brutal, efficient way that men are just saying, okay, fuck it, I'm going to make another channel. Because you know you get that little letter in your email. You are prohibited from making another channel on YouTube. By the time that sentence is done, I'm deleting that fucker and I'm making me another fucking channel. Eat a dick. Eat that motherfucking dick. Eat it. That's what the fuck I'm doing. And Chronic does it 14 times. Red Pill Elite's done it. They're going after Sandman. That don't make a fucking difference. We're going to go to MGTOW TV. We're going to go to BitChute. And we're going to come back to YouTube. There's nothing that they can do about it. They can't do shit about it. They can nuke your channel all fucking day long. And all I got to do is, that's a new email. Click. Start that YouTube account. Right on. Cool. First fucking video's up. There you go. And it's a game of attrition. Who has the most fucking willpower? I do. And so do you. Keep doing what you're doing, gents. DB Cooper, I believe it. Yes, sir. Is Lion in here? I didn't see Lion. Weemerica 110. Why did he pick a woman? He picked a woman because Trump is a tradcon. He's a tradcon. He buys into the narrative that there should be representation, right? Like if there's 51% females, that the Superior Court should be 51% female, which is a complete fallacy. It's a total garbage ass way to think. Complete garbage way to think. And they'll put him in there for any reason necessary. But what he did do was very, very smart. He picked a minority female, you see? So what you're going to see is a whole bunch of females that are going to hit hard on the questions on the Dem side. And you're going to see a whole bunch of retort on the Republican side. That's what you're going to see. We don't have cooperation anymore, guys. There is no cooperation. There are two factions that are vying for control of this country and this republic. And then they're trying to make sure that it's not a republic anymore. Timothy Sokol, and not one comment from the ladies. No, not one. Casual Bachelor, shout out. Casual Bachelor is in the house. Congratulations on those, 6,500 subs now, brother? Do we need to be more stealth? No. If anything, I understand the men that are ghosting and that want no part of it, but personally for me, I'd be more interested in changing the narrative. I don't need to change the system. I don't give a fuck if the laws ever change because I don't engage with the laws. You see what I'm saying? I don't engage with the laws. I don't give a fuck what they do. If you motherfuckers want to go burn each other and eat each other in the streets, that's fine. Just don't fuck with me. I'll get you some gun foo. If you ever role-played and you role-played Cyberpunk, gun foo is something to be handy with. Cheers. Oh, man. Dane Boro, they're trying to see if he could break us red pillars. Can't break a red pillar. If you're a red pillar, you're a red pillar. Plain and simple. There's no shame in the game. There's no cohabitation, no marriage, no kids. You know, plain and simple. That's it. Zool, they suck at acting like men, even through text. Yeah, I know they do. It's very difficult for them to try to blend in with us. If you've read enough texts, sorry about that, gents, and I'm not trying to be when I say that. Their brains work sort of, kind of, but we're not the same. We're very, very different creatures. Very different creatures. And nothing is going to change that. Janky Show, at Casual Bachelor, in the fucking house. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. MGTOW Quiet Earp, I'm dealing with the same shit. 300 plus new subs every 28 days, but my subs are only going up 2 or 3 a week. Yeah, man. Yeah, absolute fucking suppression, but there are people lurking now. Now we've got a shit ton of lurkers out there. A lot of fucking lurkers. Stone Reaper, hello, Bachelor. Bachelor getting some love in this bitch. Wolf Joseph, sounds like dick envy. It's not. It's not. It's indoctrination. We had, for a very short time, the perfect formula for humanity. There will always be somebody or something or some nation somewhere that wants to start shit with everybody and everything. There are people, places, and things that exist solely to be miserable and transfer that misery to the populace. It's fact. And it's fucked up that it's that way, but that's what it is. But anyways, getting back to my thoughts on Lauren Chin, it was interesting to me to see Lauren Chin come out and run her fucking mouth about MGTOW and talk about how they're hateful and they're this and they're that and the other. And it was one of the weakest attacks. Should I call that an attack? Was that even an attack? I don't even think that was an attack. That was like a really puffy opinion piece that just was kind of negative, you know? And what do these people do? Do they ever quote these sources? No. Do they ever quote any creators? No. They never do any of that shit. They don't do any of that. They just go out and say, well, sources said, or we got this quote from such and such, but you don't have a name on it. Multiple women have given us their experience. And so, did you vet the experience? No. No, you didn't. And you got thousands of women over the last 4 years, what a coincidence, by the way, that are coming forward and saying that they've false claimed people, or they're being busted more often than not, having false claimed people. Lauren Chin is part of that PragerU, the Blaze, part of that tradcon, tradcuck bullshit that is dying. It is dying. It's dying on the vine. There is no more place in this society for that kind of bullshit. Would I like it to be that way? I'd love to have a partner. I hate that word, by the way. I'd love to have a wife. Let me say that. Love to have a wife. Even at my advanced age, 50, you know, I'd still love to have one kid, maybe two kids, right? You know, I'd be an old fucker by the time I died off there, 18 or 20, and I'm checking out, right? But can you do that today? No. No, you can't. There's too many of these right here. There's too much willingness to check out on a relationship when the going gets tough. They always think that the grass is going to be greener, that the dick is going to be bigger, that the wallet's going to be fatter somewhere else. They are completely absorbed in materialism. Completely. They're self-absorbed fucking beasts. Do I know some men that are like that? Yep, I sure do. I sure do. What have I seen that's different between those men and those women? The men usually come out of it. Usually. I don't know a handful of men that have gone down that road from like 16 or 18 through their life to their 50s and 60s that remained that way. I have seen and know more women than I can count that stay that way until they die. They're never any different. So you can't tell me that men and women are the same, because we're not. We're being treated differently. We're being brainwashed differently. And unfortunately for men, women and the government are being pointed right at us. Me and Mr. Blue, 1957. Winning. That's a pop shout out, I'm sure. Motherfucker keeps jumping out on me. They can't do anything to you, Dane, that you won't let them do. 151 in the box, man. 112 thumbs. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you. For anybody that's watching out there, since you have gone into red pill philosophy and called yourself a MGTOW, if you are MGTOW and you're watching this, how many of you have brushed up against a woman or been approached by a woman? Right? Me. I have been. How many of you have come out and said, I'm not interested in dating? I don't date. It's a fucking train wreck. How many of you have done that? I've done that. I don't date. There's this girl that keeps fucking with me at one of my stops. You know, and she's in the office, and I'm on the outside of the office, and that's right where I want it, by the way. I don't want them close to me, you know. There's a big fucking wall and 5 cameras, so I'm good. I feel reasonably secure, you know, but I wouldn't mess with her. I wouldn't fuck with her, you know. I wouldn't even try. But she keeps trying to get me to ask her out. And I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. And when she finally does work up the fucking courage, and she sits there and she says, you know, you haven't asked me out yet, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to tell her, I says, oh, you know, I had thought about that, but I don't date because it's a trash fire. Because there's too much risk. And that's exactly what I'm going to say when she finally does it. I'm going to tell her that. It's too much risk. I don't put myself in bad situations. I can't trust anybody today. No one. Which sucks. It's nice to be able to trust people, to lean on folks a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I don't trust no goddamn buddy. So she will. She'll eventually fucking come out and say something. So, Eddie MGTOW, let him watch. Who cares? I agree with you. 100%. Red Pill Mixed Breed. Get the likes up, men. Thank you, Red Pill. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you. 152 in the box. Goddamn. Didn't you guys go to church today? Pray for Hammer's soul. I had somebody call me a vile misogynist on one of my videos today. You're vile. You're so vile. Oh, it was the Ruth Ginsburg one. You know, I'm going to tell you what. I filmed that one on the fucking fly. I was elated. That is a vicious old fucking broad, and she used her position of power to really destroy this country legally. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Time in a bottle, they are getting more prevalent on other platforms too, like BitChute and Facebook. Yes, I know. I know. Where they're not at right now is MGTOW TV. And congratulations to MGTOW TV, Alpha Male Lifestyle, for keeping that bitch clean. Even though he is a staunch free speech advocate, and I back that 100%, there's a point in time where when you have people on this platform made for this kind of people, MGTOW TV, right? If you've got motherfuckers that are on there and they are specifically going after MGTOW and red pillars, that's not free speech. That's outright fucking harassment. Is it a tough call to make if you're a free speech advocate? I'm afraid that it is. It's a tough call to make. I respect him no matter what. It's a good site and it's a good place to go. Oh, and to all you folks that are wondering why I have not been uploading on BitChute and MGTOW.tv, it is because I am building this one up to 30 videos or so, right around there. And then I'm going to take all of that shit and I'm going to dump it on both platforms, and then everything gets triple loaded after that. Everything that I do gets on all three platforms. Social, we must be hitting a nerve. We've been hitting a nerve, bro. For a long fucking time, we've been hitting a nerve. You know how it goes. They do their very best to dismiss you. Oh, Bishop, this insect, this little manly boy. You know what I'm saying. And you can only do that so long before all the little manny boys dry up. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that simps aren't running this motherfucker over, because they are. But they don't want those. They want their money, but they don't want them. It's creating a huge problem. A huge problem. And I don't think that we're going to recover from that problem. I'm not trying to say that you should be negative, or, you see, until everything is gone, life is always something. Society and civilization will always be here, but in what form is it going to be? Who the hell knows? I don't know. You know, I hope that it's reasonably peaceful. I'd like to live out another 20 years and build another 40 or 50 or 60 cars and have something to pass on to my kids. Or my son. I mean, my daughter's not part of it anymore, but my son for sure. Bakamek 1, we are pro men. To Sparks to Spare, it's weird at 43 that I want to build a Lego. Is it weird at 43 that I want to build a Lego city? Fuck no. Everybody wants to build Legos. Everybody wants to build. If I could, my son out there has 40 Lego sets, And you know the laundry tubs that are like this fucking deep and this goddamn wide? It holds like 2 weeks worth of laundry. He's got one of those 3/4 full with Legos. Everybody loves Legos. Except when you step on them. Fuck that. DB Cooper, women are desperate, even holding all the cards. They can't make men come back to the table. DB, I never take issue with what you say, except there is no table. There is no table. I saw somebody discussing that very same thing, that very same concept just a couple of days ago. What do we got to do to get men back to the table? There's no table. There's no table. It doesn't exist. There's no table. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to say when it comes to this shit. Luke Chase, they want to know why men go MGTOW. Hey bitches, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Look at all the psycho behavior that you exhibit. Look at all of the emotionalism that you puke out 23 hours a day. These fucking hoes are sleeping and they're still emotional wrecks. I don't want nothing to do with that. I had my fill of that shit. You know? It wouldn't have been nearly as hard on me if I had had an identity when my son's mother walked out the door. When she took off, I was really hollowed out because I had spent so much time trying to maintain her life and keep her fucking straight, on the straight and narrow, focused, that I didn't know what the fuck I was. When she was gone, I was like, that's what I was. And it was fucking miserable. I was not right for a year, maybe 2 years. Definitely 2 years. Definitely 2 years after that. And it took another couple of years to start to unwind all the bullshit in my head and all the programming that you go through over a lifetime. You have to stop seeing these women as something virtuous. You have to stop seeing women as your savior. You have to stop seeing them as your life partner. You have to stop seeing them as anything other than other yous. They're just people. That's all they are. All of this romantic chivalrous bullshit that has been built up over 900 fucking years, this just garbage, all of this shit, all of this self-sacrifice that men exhibit or used to exhibit, they don't do it no more. But all of this shit was started by two broads in France like 900 years ago. All they did was take romanticism and idealism and graft it to military chivalry, honor. That's all they did. They saw how men got along in the military, in the service of queen and country and king and country. And then they said, you know, why can't they do it for us like that? So they sat down and they fucking hammered it out and it spread like wildfire. You only have to find a couple of pussy beggars to make that shit spread. Feminazi Slayer. Watch Superglue become hottest stocks. Yeah. Did you see that broad that superglued her pussy in the box? 124 thumbs. Oh, it's easy to spot out the chameleons. I tend to see them with obvious questions no man in the sphere would ask. Yeah. You'll see that a lot. And you can tell these people really think that they're fucking slick, man. When they jump up in your comments and shit, and you know they're rah-rahing, and they're it's like you can see them with pom-poms and shit. You know, yeah, it's like that. It really is. Bike-A-Mech 1, we should make a community where we can talk, discuss, play video games, and have fun. We have one. It's right here. That's what we do. We do it on BitChute. We do it on MGTOW TV. We do it on DLive. We do it on Streamlabs. We do it on StreamYards. Hell, man, it's everywhere. It's everywhere, bro. The problem with that is trying to keep people out of that. And I mean actively trying to keep people out of that because they are fucking losers. I'm not talking about men, any men. I'm talking about people that want to jump up in there, be it a male or a female, and just create fucking havoc. Oh, you're a bunch of misogynists. You won't let the girls play? Anita was right. Fuck you, pal. Kick rocks. You piece of shit. Janky Show. Glue and dog food stocks. Time in a battle. Time in a bottle. Look at that. I can punish myself. I used to put together models. Me and my brother. It says my brother, but I think you say me and my brother. Yeah, man, they're pretty fucking cool. I love them. I do so much work with them. I do so many extensive modifications to the kits that they're not even recognizable as the kit that came out of the box. I just like that, you know. Luke Chase, chicks want us back on the plantation. Yeah, they do, and they want you in a controllable position. Whether you want to believe this or not, even the most feminized man is a threat to even the most masculine woman because she thinks that you're a threat, not because you actually are. You see, these people have been coming up over time, over the last 40, 50, 60 years, and they've been raised with this. And the colleges have been infiltrated, the high schools, the middle schools, the fucking elementary schools. I mean, for God's sakes, you know, they have pre-K schools now where they're having drag queen hour. It's just insidious. It's insidious. It's fucking crazy. I may have some gay viewers here. I'm going to tell you something right now. Gay is not normal. I'm not going to tell you that you can't love somebody. I'm not going to offend your humanity beyond the point of telling you that same-sex relationships are irrational. Does that mean that you can't do it? No, it doesn't mean that. When I had this conversation not too long ago with a gay woman, right? This is a while ago. Well, I'd say a couple years ago. And I said to her, I said, how do you know that normal men, and she interrupted me, she goes, straight men? And I said, no, normal men. And she just gave me that look, you know, like, okay, here we go. How do you know that normal men are different from gay men? That normal women are different from gay women? And she says, I don't know how. I said, because you can't make a baby with another woman. She's like, wrong. I can go get artificially inseminated. I said, you can get a fucking turkey baster run through you. That is not an act of nature. Is it? And she was like, no. And I said, that's right. That's right. And now I'm not telling you that you can't have honest to God feelings as a woman for another woman, a man for another man. It is what it is. Some of us are cross-circuited. We know this. Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be fucked up with. But don't come at me and tell me that I'm wrong because I call it out. Because I'm not wrong. I know that I'm not wrong. That's just the way it is. It's part of the stuff that people do, man. Trying to force this bullshit down your throat and make you accept all of this other bullshit. You can't do that. You have to draw the fucking line in the sand. You have to. You have to take a stand on what is correct and what is not correct. You know, I don't begrudge any person their humanity. Any person. You know? But if you're wrong, you're wrong. Plain and simple. And that shouldn't come at the end. Each other. Women in blue pills can't fake it. Some of them can. We've had a couple of very big fakers in and around the manosphere here in the last few years. Very big fakers. Timothy So-Called just finished a hand-built 300 Win Mag. Ooh, baby, 400 yards. Winchester Magnum? Is that what you're saying? 400 yards, 1-inch groups. Outstanding, brother. Outstanding. So yeah, Winchester Magnum. Sparks to spare. I burned the plantation down 2 years ago and went monk. Yeah. I did too. Long time ago. Way before I knew what MGTOW was. That's how I know that there's a fucking ton more of us out there that just don't know it. You don't have to be a MGTOW, man. You just have to steer yourself away from usury. And if you take that logical stance, if you got your morals, ethics, values, principles, all your ducks in a row, and you steer yourself away from usury, it's going to lead you here. It's going to lead you here. Carl K. Hammerhand. You armed and protected? I bet and hope you are. You must have missed last night's stream. Yes, sir. Armed and protected. Pretentious hermit. Hammer, you sparked my old itch to get back into modeling a bit. Found an Albatross D3 World War II kit. I like that plane. That's an aircraft, yes? I'm pretty sure it's an aircraft. Feels good putting it all together and rigging and wiring. Fuck yeah, it does, man. DB Cooper, hard-hitting health truth. Jay is a legend. The fucking guy, every time I see him on a video, whatever video it is, I think that veins are going to explode in his face. He just fucking, he goes off, man. And I don't mind the fact that he does. The howling madness. Good evening, MGTOW. Good evening, Incel. Good evening, Red Pill. He's the man. He's all right. I like him. Time in a bottle. Hard hitting is on BitChute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Pulse Kebab. That reminds me, Hammer. Do you Star Trek models? I build the Enterprise. Oh, man. Hold on a second. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to unplug this get up here. I'm going to go show you something, man. Just because you asked me that. Just because you asked me that. We're going to walk out here for a second. Hold on. Let me turn my light on out here. It's kind of dark. There you go. Now, do I do Star Trek models? Hold on a second. Yeah, I do Star Trek models. Lots of them. I have these ready to go, and as soon as I get my station set up and ready to go, I'm going to get into those. I've got almost $2,000 worth of lighting kits coming for those, and I'm going to build all of them. Turn that light back off. And I'm going to offer some of them for sale. And they're going to be fucking great. And I've been building for a long time. And, I'm not sure if I'm going to build all Enterprises. I like to get a variety of ships. But if I were commissioned to build an Enterprise, sure, I'd do it. But I spent about $500, $600 on those kits. Let me get this bitch set back up here. There we go. I spent about $600 on those kits. My guy down here at Scale Modeling gives me a nice deal. I've been going in there for years, and he gives me a nice deal. So yeah, yes sir, I do. Zool, nice brush, bra. Thank you, sir. Thank you. DB Cooper, beard, ASMR. You know what? That's probably just weird enough to work. We America 110. I have a World War II helmet. I don't. But I can't say that I wouldn't mind. Luke Chase. That brush is Red Pill. Looking for right there. Notes. Oh, man. How has everybody been doing out there? Pretty good, I'm hoping. Feminazi Slayer. It was back. Scratch my back and dig out my blackheads. That's disgusting. Boy, I don't want to hear about that shit. I had bitches loving to dig in and draw blood. I bet so, man. Casual bachelor. If it was reciprocated, it would be okay. Yeah, man, I agree with you. 100%. 100%. All right, I'm going to go to the bottom of the chat, gents. Oh, yeah. Let me get in here. Shinobi One in the house. Hail, Shinobi One. Glory is all our brothers, not in one instance, but throughout all time. Hold the line, no fear, +1, shield wall. Michael McKinney, I'm a Gundam fan myself. I have packed away over here about 5 Gundams. I did a Gundam diorama, or diorama, just depends on how you say it, for Coliseum of Comics in Orlando, Florida, about 20 years ago. and I won first place out of about 50 entries. As a matter of fact, every model contest that I've ever entered, I won. So, you know. I mean, I ain't tooting the horn or anything, but, you know, I ain't all that bad. I fucked up a lot of models to get pretty decent. Lord Rubs, what do you think about religion and God? I'm confused. I don't know what's confusing about it. You know, religion is a tool. Religion is also beneficial. What parts of religion are beneficial? What parts of it are tools? It's clear that it's used as a control mechanism to keep people in fear. I mean, it tells you as much. Is it real? I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you that Jesus exists or did exist or Jesus is coming back or that God's a thing. I can't tell you that. I don't know. This thing that people have where they call faith and they say, yo, I just have faith that it's going to work. How many times has somebody said that and ended up buried the next day? And then their survivors will turn right around and say, well, it was God's will. There seems like a lot of self-delusion in religion today. I think that if religion and God and Jesus are legit, it's because people want it to be. And I think that if these stone tablets came down out of Mount Horeb, and I think if the Bible was written over 1,000 years as parables, as clues to us, I think that there's a lot of it missing. You see, I think the instant that it got into the hands of man, it was perverted. That's what I think. Do I believe that there's a greater power? You'd almost have to believe something like that. I'm not saying that you should, but there are so many things out here that are out of our understanding that we don't know anything about. We know nothing. It's only because we've had people that were determined to invent, that were determined to get an answer, and they chased it, and sometimes to the detriment of their life, to the loss of their life, or they invested their entire existence into something. They passed that down to somebody that had that same passion, and then they came up with an answer, a good one that fit. Who would have ever thought that you could gaze out into the sky and see a little pinprick of light start molding pieces of glass in a tube and then understand that it's a heavenly body? I look at videos right now on YouTube about amateur astronomers, and they show us pictures of Venus. They show us pictures of Mars. I saw one that was incredible not too long ago, that this guy was showing Io, one of Jupiter's moons, or Saturn's moons. No, that's Jupiter. Titan. Titan is Jupiter, Io, Saturn. I think I've got them fucked up. But it was one of those moons moving across the face of Jupiter in real time. It's almost unimaginable. It's almost unthinkable. You know, you see so much shit now today on television, and the line between what's real and what it took to get to those discoveries is so blurred and so lost. People just look at TV shit and they're like, ain't no big deal. I mean, you see all of these people that are jumping on other people out here thinking that they can do something with them. You know, I mean, some guy gets off of his couch and he attacks a seasoned fighter and he gets fucking smoked, and then he wonders why he got smoked. It's because you don't have a decent sense of reality. You don't understand what it took for him to be that and why you are what you are. Yeah, man, I have a real fascination and a real curiosity for astronomy. I love looking at the heavenly bodies. Probably late next year, after I get my car paid off, which is close, it's close to being paid off, but after I get my car paid off this next year, I'm going to get the biggest consumer telescope that a person can get with the GeoSync satellite, and I'm going to attach that wonderful fucking Canon camera that I've got to it, and I'm going to start taking astrology pictures, astronomy pictures, you know, planetary body pictures. I love that shit, man. I love that stuff. Jay Board, I've got to get on BitChute for Triple H. Yeah, hard hitting health truth. It's been a year to the day YouTube dropped him. I miss him. Jump on over there, man. Fucking sub up. He's there. He's there. Zool, OG Gundam, super badass, bro. I love Gundams, man. Especially the perfect Gundams. The more detail, the more I want it. I don't know if you know your Gundams a lot, but the Gundam, the Dendrobium, that gigantic motherfucking kit that was put out maybe, what, 18 years ago, somewhere around there? It had to be around 2001. Beautiful, beautiful kit. I think it fits the 1/537th scale Gundams, the smaller Gundams. But the goddamn kit is gigantic. It's just massive. Just such a cool kit. Humongoose. That's clever. Do you build a Borg cube? No, I have never built a Borg cube. Feminazi Slayer. Gig economy. Find ways to profit from hobbies and skills. Well, that's kind of what we're doing right here, right now. I see a lot of hobby channels on YouTube and BitChute. I haven't seen anything like that on MGTOW TV. But these guys do make, if they're consistent, they do make enough to supplement their income where they could maybe chop one day of work off and dedicate to their hobby. How fucking neat is it to get paid to do your hobby? To just sit down and talk to people and spread the knowledge so that these folks can get better. When I was coming up, nobody would tell me anything about tips and hints and clues. They didn't want no fucking competition. As a matter of fact, they would give you bad information to set you back. So, Maxwell just hit me up talking about he's late. I know he's late. That's why I'm doing this fucking stream. Daniel Green, 1701A is my favorite Enterprise. The Refit Enterprise was my favorite as well. I think it's my brother's favorite. And I have 2 kits sitting right down there that are they're called trans kits. Hold the jokes, please. Well, what it is it's the back half of the Reliant molded in resin with all of the accompanying parts. And so I'll be building 2 Miranda class vessels in 500, 300, or 3/350th scale, which is what those are out there, 1/350th. So I have enough to build 2 of those kits. I'm building 3 complete Enterprises, 3 complete ships, and I'm doing 2 destroyed Constitution class ships, and I haven't named them yet. I don't know what they're going to be, but those will be interesting, I'm sure. And trust me, you guys will, you'll be first to see them. Harry Holbrook, you need a working phaser, Hammerhand. No, I don't. That's just like I don't need an Infinity Gauntlet. I don't need anything like that, no. Tom Lightning, sorry about that. I can't tell you why this thing keeps going out, but fuck it. Tom Lightning, I like doing the NASCAR. Yeah, I won't touch any of the COT. The purest form of the NASCAR stock car, which is kind of an oxymoron, was gone about 2005. As soon as they went with that COT, that was shit. It was garbage. I couldn't stand it. When they put a wing on the back of it and they put the splitter on the front of it, really kind of ruined the look of the cars. When the manufacturers were just reduced to a set of fucking stickers and a front end mold, I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not interested in that. Not interested. Polska Bob at Zool, sub to It's a Gundam. He has a separate channel where he builds Gundams. That's pretty cool. That guy's pretty awesome, man. Good guy. Thy Staff, Thy Will. The original model they used for Star Trek Generations sold for $500,000 around 10 years ago. I watched everything that was produced in the Christie's auction. I have an extensive photo archive of all of the Christie's auctions photos that were taken for the Star Trek memorabilia sale. That was a magnificent sale, and yeah, it sold for big fucking money. It was big money, big money. Darth MGTOW, what the fuck? I'm just gonna call you Darth MGTOW. Looks like my toy room, but mine are X-Wings that I can fly. RC Toy Fun. That's slick, man. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Scott Muncie. Tom Likas was my start in MGTOW. I made a comment on a video. A woman replied and asked me if I was MGTOW. I said, what? She said, guess not, and then she explained. I web searched and found Likas. MGTOW Life. Awesome, Scott Muncie. Andorian Nationalist. The really nice train modeling is fun too. Yeah, it is. I like the HO scales, and then the ones that are just like where the engines are about 8 inches, maybe about 8 inches long. I love the engines. I don't know that I'd ever want to get into any serious collecting, but I might pick up, 10 or 20 of those engines. I just always loved the locomotives that had all the different branding on them. I thought that was cool as shit. Black-A-Mech 1. What is Gundam's other YouTube channel? I do not know that. I do not know. Michael McKinney. Zachalurius and Kakarot 48 are good Gundam channels. Y'all check those out if you're into the Gundams, man. Really good stuff. I love the Gundams. I do love the Gundams. I wish that we could get better quality other stuff, like Gunbuster. I have a Gunbuster model. It was an expensive fucking model, but I have it, and I'll do that someday. But I wish we could get something other than Gundam in like the perfect grade, like the perfect series. The Star Wars, like the Star Wars Millennium Falcon that Bandai does in the perfect scale, that fucking thing is monstrous. It is really, really neat. It's a smaller version, I would say, of the D'Agostini or D'Agostini model. That D'Agostini model is gigantic, and you're going to pay $1,000 for it. And they ship it to you in sections so that you can put it together. Each section comes with its own fucking instruction booklet. It's a lot to do, and I'm sure that it's very fun. 141 in the box, 140 thumbs. Woo-hoo. 99% approval rate. I love that, guys. Thank you very much. Andorian Nationalist. I know God is real. Don't care if others don't, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't let people dissuade you from what you believe is true and correct. I think we have too many problems in the world with people doing that already. You do you. Okie MGTOW. We are definitely embroiled in spiritual warfare today. Yes, we are. Polska Bob, thank you for putting that link up. I appreciate that, brother. Black-A-Mech 1. At Polska Bob, I found his channel. It's called It's a Gunpla. And Gunpla, if you don't know, Gunpla is these amazing, highly skilled workers that put together Gundam, and they do dioramas for Gundam. They're fantastic. They're fantastic. They are so good. The amount of work that goes into Gunpla, competition series, Duel. It's just an excuse to feel better. Like Nietzsche said, God is dead. Shinobi One. Now come to my religion and become mine to control. Did my spelling work? I don't know. I have spelled these words enough to wash over ones in my mind. Control to come to the greatest church of all time, the MGTOW Church. And remember, guys, Shinobi One does MGTOW Church on Sundays, I do believe. So if you're not subbed to Shinobi One, go check out the channel and do yourself. Hey, Shinobi, you can shout yourself out there, brother. Put your channel link in there, and if people want to come and attend MGTOW Church, by all means, jump on in there and get it on. Polska Bob just linked it. Thank you, sir. Black-A-Mech 1, religion should be banned from society. Religion should be separate from society, in my opinion. I don't know about banned, but it should be separate. It's clear that we have issues with religion and government, and especially trying to mix religion, races, sexes, governments. This fucking mishmash, this hodgepodge that we've got going on over here, this is it's not long for the world. I'm telling you that right now. Gentlemen, we are moving in on 2 hours on this motherfucking stream. Thank you, gents, for sticking around. I appreciate you very much. As always. Lucas Boer, a lot of bad came from the belief in God. We need to back off a little and see things from a human perspective. I think that we need to start respecting the fact that different groups of people are different. Instead of being offended, instead of being heartbroken, instead of trying to murder one another because of those differences. Now, that being said, if you have a group of murderous individuals out there, people, a tribe that does not want to live and let live, then that has to be addressed. That has to be dealt with. You know, and I think that people are not willing to put themselves front and center. They're not willing to die. They're not willing to take a bullet. They're not willing to do anything to change because they feel like nobody is going to back them up. And it's pretty clear when you look around and you see all of the bullshit that has gone down over the last 8 months with this fake ass coronavirus, with this fake lockdown. It's all political. We all know that it's political. Now, I'm not saying the virus itself doesn't exist. We know it exists. But the reaction to it was an excuse to try to break the planet, to get one guy out of office. So those people that stand back and say, I'm not offering myself up for this cause because nobody will help me, nobody will follow me, I understand it. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but I understand it. You know, an army of one gets mowed down very quickly. Then again, sometimes an army of one can change the world. You want to be the one that changes the world. Nobody ever wants to be the one that gets shot down and then is vilified because they were white or because they were a man. 20 years ago, it was because you were black and because you're a man. Now all men are just fucking garbage. And they tell you this, and they tell everybody this. You're replaceable. You're nothing. You're zero. You're a nobody. They don't have any problem telling you that. Mazie Hirono told you that. Richard Blumenthal told you that when he's shaking his stupid fucking bobblehead in agreement with that cunt. Joy Behar tells you that. The cunts on The View tell you that. The cunts on The Real tell you that. The cunt on Thinking Tank tells you that. There's a lot of pressure that's directed at you because you're a man. A lot of pressure. The newest scapegoat are whites. There will be another scapegoat after whites. As long as people tolerate this type of intolerable behavior, it's what you're going to get. People need to divest themselves from television. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck away from TV. If they don't have a way to control you, they can't brainwash you. TV, radio, music, entertainment, anything that comes out of the mainstream today pretty much is 100% garbage. There are some good things. Some. There was still steering the narrative, but there was lots of fucking stuff. Variety. Everywhere. Successful endeavors. I see too many coincidences directly from Revelations. I don't. Is it a coincidence? We'll see you when you get back. Piotr. However, Catholic Church is in crisis, especially leadership. All church. Let me tell you something. All churches are in trouble. Okay? Put that back a little bit. All churches are in trouble. If you go to a church and you say to the church, now I'm gonna knock on the gays again. Do you accept gays? You worship the Bible. Do you accept gays? Yes, we accept everyone. Goodbye. That's all you have to say. Goodbye. Because that church is compromised from top to bottom. If the leadership of the church is allowing sin to be preached in the church and allowing sin to participate in the church services, don't go to the church. And you will find that in almost every Christian and Catholic church. I don't think you can find a church out here now that is going to say to you, no, we don't accept that because it's against what we believe in. And they would be right to say that. They would be correct. I'm sorry about your feelings being fucked up and hurt, but they would be correct. They'd be right. It doesn't mean that they hate you. It just means that they can't work with you. It would be the same for me as saying, going to the church and asking the pastor, do you accept cannibals? Oh, yes, we accept everybody, regardless of what they eat. No. Goodbye. I'll see you later. That's primarily on the white side of life in the churches. On the black side, you have the black pastor, the black deacon, just as bad, just as evil, and just as corrupt. Who supports the black church? The black female, the fefel, the succubus. Who gives all that money to those black pastors? It is the fefel. It is the black woman, plain and simple. She's surrounded by her simps, absolutely. Who controls the black pastor? The white liberal. Absolutely, 100%. I don't claim the white liberal, by the way, in case you didn't know. Andorian nationalists. MGTOW should start a church. Be more trad than mainstream churches today. Men should be spiritual leaders. I agree that men should be spiritual leaders. They all through time have been, and they have been devalued and removed from those positions over time here. And it didn't take very long. But I agree that men should be spiritual leaders, 100%. I don't know that we should start a church. I think there are ways around that, especially with the tax structure. The separation of church and state, separation of powers. Yeah, I believe that we could maybe do something like that. But actually, that's really not a bad idea. Yeah, that's really not a bad idea. I think that there's a lot of good that can come from something like that. Holy moly, humans, the only ones wondering about the world. Yeah. MGTOW life. Be right back, gents. We'll see you when you get here, sir. Sweet Padre, give it up for Copernicus and Galileo, two people that you can't really talk about today because the freak. Humans' perspective can be never better than God's. I agree with you, but do you think that this is God's will? Do you? I don't. Man has free will, right? So if man has free will, man makes the change, God must adhere to the change. So who's leading who? That's some problems. Shinobi one, Andorian nationalist, it has already. Search MGTOW Church in YouTube. There you go. Zool. A lot of actual old religious writings have genuinely good messages. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Jay Board, did you see Richie from Boston Vids? They're hitting him hard. No, I haven't seen Richie from Boston. I'll have to keep that one in mind. Jerry Shalowitz, that's how the Catholic Church was. Women were considered too earthly and sinful. Feminazi Slayer. Google search Donald. Kelly Giddens, I've seen 4 ghosts of people that I know for a fact had died. Then I had a near-death experience. I have no doubt that we have a soul and it lives on after we die. But a God, I don't know. I don't either. Monk mode, Shinobi's church is okay. What do you mean? It's freaking awesome. Graham Whitting. If God is so kind, why did he kill everyone but Noah's family? Well, it's because they were sinners. Because the world had descended into debauchery and chaos and anarchy. Mr. 305 Max. That's awesome. Sure it is. The Freak. I have already testified that I have seen the Father in his full glory. And I am happy for you. I wish that I have. Haven't seen that yet. Feminazi Slayer. They, Jews, worship Roman gods and not the one true God. I don't know who's true and who's not. What I'm going to tell you is that there is so much deceit, deliberate misinformation around the different religions, all Abrahamic religions, it's very difficult. Unless you were a scholar, and even then scholars get squelched, it would be difficult. That's why people have that bridge of faith that I talked about a little bit earlier. They always jump in on that faith thing, man. Whenever something comes up, faith. Jerry Shallowitz, Hammerhand, have you ever witnessed supernatural phenomenon? No comment. Zool, not to sound like a hippie, but LSD can really have a profound effect on your outlook. I thought it had a profound effect on your brain. Some of the best experiences I've ever had, I have no doubt. Shinobi 1, monk mode, you devil. Thank you, man. Timothy Sokol, man will always meet the challenge and women will always be along for the ride. But they're not trying to do that. They're trying to take over, my man. And they're succeeding. And I don't think that they anticipated this pushback. This hasn't been just a North American pushback on this bullshit. This has been a global pushback everywhere. The communists are tightening up everywhere, and the patriots in every country are tightening up everywhere. So yeah, we got a fight on our fucking hands, and we're gonna have to participate sooner or later. Polska Bob, I'll link the 12-foot model. Be right back. Thank you, sir. Michael McKinney, the Dendrobium was from 0083 Stardust Memories. That's one of my favorite Gundam. Char's Counterattack, I liked a lot. I haven't seen a hell of a lot of Gundam, but Char's Counterattack was fucking awesome. The Sazabi is my favorite Gundam ever, hands down. Nothing else compares to it, in my opinion. And I like the full burn. The full burn is fucking awesome. But the Sazabi is just where it's at for me. Freak out. Till next time. See you later, Freak. You be good, brother. Scott Muncie, the best things about religion is morals and values. Laws of one action. I have my own relationship with God. You must study him. You must study, find him your own way with no spiritual morals. Hell, that's the leftist. Yeah, I agree with you. Mr. Max 305, Element has some really good content. We will have to check that out. Graham Whitting, Kevin Talbot is funny. Lucas Boer, let God. Get to it. Feminazi Slayer, Jesus was born on the darkest day, which is the shortest day, which is the winter solstice. And add 40 weeks of gestation. It puts his birthday on 9/11. I am not even touching that one. Piotr, MGTOW and Red Pill are life-saving philosophies and do not contradict nor deny faith and scriptures. No, I don't think so. I don't think that they do. Excuse me, but I do think that it's okay to question. You know? You have the right to question. You should question. You see what being a sheep has gotten the last 4 generations of men, and especially women. You should question. MGTOW Maddie, hey brother, it's been a minute. MGTOW Maddie, how you doing? Trans kit down there. They call a kit that is an add-on kit to any existing model, they call it a trans kit. So that is completely 100% separate from the other thing. I'm just going to leave that one there. Michael McKinney, trans kits, there are a lot of car model trans kits. Yeah, I'm looking at one right now for the Ferrari. The 641-2 is the donor kit. And there's a fucking resin out there from Best Balsa Products. It's fantastic. Fucking great. But it's $600. And I'm like, I can't spend $600 on that kit. I can't do it. Zool, there must be some Mass Effect fans here. Get it on. Gold Skull MGTOW at Hammerhand. I recently had a person tell me the Earth is flat. How do these flat earthers not see that the Earth is round? I can't take these motherfuckers seriously, man. I really can't. How do you even talk to people like this? You don't. You don't. Bike-a-Mech 1, I know they're dumb. LOL. Mutiny on the Bounty, it's round. Yes, sir, it's round. All right, we go into the back of the chat now, and I'm going to work my way up a little bit. And then I'm going to jump out of this shit, and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk for a minute. Hold on. There's that link. Polska Bob put that stuff up. Feminazi Slayer. God doesn't change his laws for man. Sounds like some new age bullshit to me. That's not exactly true. If you jump into the Catholic religion, you will know that God adheres to any papal changes by the Catholic religion. So that's what I'm saying, is that every one of these offshoots, every one of these branches, they have managed to befuddle and confound everybody around them, including the flock. It's not good. It's not good. Splinter religions exist in the hundreds, if not thousands. So it's impossible to get a good answer from anybody about anything. Bowman Poner, Proverbs 11:22. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. Proverbs 31:3. Do not spend your strength on women, nor your vigor to those who destroy kings. You see, these things have been written over 1,000 years, gents. More than 1,000 years, these parables. The red pill knowledge is there. It's always been there. Women haven't changed. They haven't changed. Men haven't changed. The struggle to make one the other, to disappear one or disappear the other, or raise one above the other, is only a struggle because masculinity has been vanquished. I'm sorry to say that, but masculinity has been vanquished. So it's tough, man. It's real tough. It's tough. It's tough. We need masculine men, and we need them by the millions. Shinobi One, I claim no such thing, nor do I fully replace MGTOW. MGTOW is leaderless. I preach about yourself, things to be obtained within and for free. Pay not what you get within for free. I agree. Luke Chase, I believe in God. No more. I can't say that I don't. I believe in something, and that's vague as fuck, but when you look at the thousands of years of manipulation and usury and abuse, it's tough to get behind that. For me, it's tough to get behind that. And it's very difficult to get a clear understanding of the who's, the what's, and the whys. Just my opinion. Time in a bottle, they've been pulling a lot of Richie's videos exposing the fake beer virus in doctor interviews. Oh, I got you. Okay. I know who you're talking about now. Zool, I guess if we ain't talking politics, then it's religion. Lols. Yeah. Michael McDonald, bitch! Don't make me a blow sandwich. You do this and God reacts as another reacts. We shall see. RFB is a Freemason fearmonger. An RFB? RBG? Is that what you mean? A manly load. The flood was to clean the world of the Nephilim bloodlines, aka the fallen blood angel. I'll have to take your word for that. I have not read it. Christian MGTOW, faith is all we need, Hammer. Well, food's pretty good. I mean, they tell me it's pretty good. So, Zool, that's one of the biggest issues. So many wars have happened because of people thinking their religion is the only proper one. Yeah, I agree. Luke Chase, God is a creator. He don't deal with our problems, so stop asking him things and stuff. Just do good and do good to humans and planet Earth the more you can. Yeah, I don't ask God for anything. Zool, never willing to talk things out either. Well, most people aren't. No, when you have absolution, when you have absolution in your heart and you have absolution in your head, you're going to be unwilling to talk about anything. That's one of the things that we talk about here with MGTOW. I am absolutely correct in moving myself away from usury. Will I speak with other people that believe in usury? Yeah, man, I'll talk to them. Will I speak to somebody that throws up pictures of my kids? No. Will I speak to somebody that accuses me of being a racist and a bigot? No. No. Not that I believe in those things anyways. Those are just fear-mongering terms to beat somebody over the head with. I don't believe in any of that shit. It doesn't exist for any purpose other than to fuck with me. It doesn't fuck with them. It fucks with me. You know, Whitey fucks with me. So, no, I don't do that. But I will talk to anybody. I'll sit down and talk and have a conversation with anybody. And that's how I frame that, a conversation, a talk. Am I going to dial somebody up and debate them? No. I have no interest in that shit. You can find out everything that you want to find out about me. You can find out my opinions. You can find out anything if you just ask. When you try to put me in the position of saying, you must do this or be denounced as such, that's what I'm going to give you, and that's my final answer. Mountain Lord, have you ever taken... I don't know what that is. Ayahuasca? I don't know what that is. I hear you talk to entities. I don't talk to anybody but the people that are on this stream. Bikamek 1, maybe God needs to be punished for allowing said crimes and face a public hanging. I don't think so. I think when God gave you your own will, that was your problem and not God's. We America 110, look up white couple and spelled that way, that phonetic spelling, and then black couple on Gulag images. That's fucking funny. You had on this phone right here, this phone, you have the ability to change your main screen where it says Google. I put Gulag on mine. Feminazi Slayer. We already been there. What the fuck are we looking at that for? Jay Board. Big John is a Freemason. I'm not even fucking with that. So, Feminazi Slayer, just like everything, the beginner's channels are designed to grab you and keep you there so you don't progress. And that's kind of a problem that we have here in the manosphere, isn't it? That's the chief reason that I jumped back into this after my little talking to. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I had a couple of folks approach me, and then I started thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, the more sense that it made. That's why we do what we do, gents. That's why we're on here. I'm on here to do what is right for men. I'm on here to open the eyes of men. We're on here to promote this type of discussion so that men can air their goddamn dirty laundry if they want to. So that they can air their grievances, so that they can talk about the things that hurt them. Nobody knows better than you what is not good with you. If you're hurting, if you're depressed, that's why we're here. That's why I came back here. That's why I promote on all 3 fucking channels now. Like I said, YouTube can come in here and drop the fucking hammer today, and if this channel is gone, I'll have another one tomorrow. I'll make another fucking email and I'll make another channel. And once I get the computer up and running and I'm not doing all of this off of the telephone here, this is on the fucking cell phone. I do everything on the cell phone. Everything. So once I get the computer up and running, I'll be able to do more polished productions. But as long as I got this, I can have access to it. They can't stop us. They can't stop you. You know, they can even threaten legal action, and I'm just gonna tell them to pick a finger. Fuck you. Absolutely. And I mean it. I mean it. Michael McDonald, never trust anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die. That's why I sleep alone. Shinobi Wan, question everything. Goddamn right. Casual Bachelor, question things for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't let nothing go unchecked anymore. Nothing. Every day that I'm doing something that is out of my norm, I ask myself why. You know, and I can't really give you an example of what that might mean. But I've run across this stuff in the past, and I'll go and pick something up, or I'll catch myself, let's say, holding a door. It's still ingrained. It's still a habit. Where if a fucking broad is close to me and walking into the store, I'll still hold the fucking door. And that happened a few days ago, as a matter of fact, when I was walking into my local convenience store down the road. You know, I was walking in, I saw her coming, and I just stopped and held the door. I didn't think twice about it. And then she walked in and didn't say a goddamn word. And then I'm like, oh, that's why I don't hold the fucking door. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to hold it, you shouldn't expect it. You should say thank you. You should acknowledge it. And then it snapped me right back into reality. You know, unconscious simping. They all have their unconscious bias, right? Their unconscious racism. Unconscious simping. Michael McKinney. Hey, the Zians always seem to have the best mobiles. I can't remember what they're called. I'm not on it very, very much at all. Have the best mobile suits in Gundam. The Zaku, the Gelgoog, Sazabi, the Rick Dom, and what's the fucking other one? There's another one that I fucking love. Oh, man. That pisses me off that I can't remember that. I was never really a big fan of the Gelgoog. The Zaku, the Zaku, not so much. I like it. The perfect grade Zaku is great. The Sazabi is my fucking favorite. The Full Burn is right up there at the top. And there was another. Oh man, it's got a German name. I can't remember what the hell it was called. That fucking bugs me. I think the Zaku are the best. The Zaks are pretty cool, man. The frontline Zaks are pretty awesome. Excuse me. Lucas Brewer, too many questions. Yeah, that's all right, man. Luke Chase, if Big John is a Freemason, he would never quit his goals about MGTOW. No, he wouldn't. Feminazi Slayer, you got guys still watching the same channel, talking the same points for years. There was no growth in that man to begin with. I don't know what man you're talking about. You talking about John? I don't know what you mean. The Invisible Rabbit. What about be fruitful and multiply? Oh, wait, that must refer to math. Never mind. Yeah, be fruitful and multiply is a wonderful thing until it becomes a legal question. Until it becomes a legal indemnity. Until you promote one species over the other. Then you can't. You can't be fruitful and multiply. And you can see what it's doing to us. It's crushing us. It's crushing us. The rest of the world, they ain't got a problem with be fruitful and multiply. The white countries, the Western countries, they got big fucking problems. Feminazi Slayer. Who said it in the chat, but I'm not getting into that shit. Yeah. That program that Trump just started back up, the 1776 program, I think that's going to be pretty awesome, man. Badass Taco. I work at a hotel. That alone is enough to make me MGTOW. I guarantee it. I can't even imagine all the shitty, snotty fucking women that come up to that desk. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. I would never do that job. I don't like to ever say never, but I would rather sweep up fucking cigarette butts than do that job. Americus DeVille. What's up, Americus? Good to see you, AD. Hashtag stay MGTOW. Shinobi Wan. Yes, never wait for Jesus. He will never come. It is you that must save yourself. Well, Jesus does in fact say, God does in fact say, he will help those who help themselves. Amsterdamster Kush. Woke up this morning, felt a lung and a heartbeat. Seemed a good day. Absolutely. Every day above dirt, brother, is a good day. A Manly Load. Good to see you, Manly. At Feminazi Slayer. To my knowledge, it was Hebrew. Feminazi Slayer. Then they snuck into South America. Cyber Zoni. Tell her to use the automatic door. My brother was a doorman for a hotel in a very a very rich part of Palm Beach County when we lived down there. And he fucking hated it. He hated it. He couldn't stand those people. These people do not view you as anything other than the help. That's what they view you as. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. A manly load, the Algos really don't like the word Jew. Yeah, no, they don't. No, they don't. Post Kebab, what about Voltron? Any Voltron fans out there? Yes, you're looking at one. I love Voltron. I will say that the animation and the story was a little bit campy, but I still watch it. The great Peter Cullen, is one of the voice actors in there. Jack Michael or Jack McKinney? Not Jack McKinney, that's the Robotech guy. Jack Angel. Jack Angel is another one of the voice actors in there, and he does a lot of shit too. But Voltron and the vehicle team Voltron were co-opted. They were brought over here from Japan. Voltron was Voltron. The vehicle team Voltron was a series called Die Ruger. And Die Ruger was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I've seen all of these in the American version, and I've seen all of these in the Japanese version. So there's a lot of stuff that's different, a lot of stuff that's cool. 2 hours and 21 minutes. 142 of you fucking psychos are still in this stream. 160 thumbs. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. Who'd have fucking thought that you just tune in to see some dude leaning back against his bed talking? Zool at Badass Taco. LOL, working at a grocery store in Berkeley is what helped me find MGTOW. Came in just in time to save me. I'm glad to hear that, Zool, and I'm glad to have you here. Goddamn, we all get on our journey, man, and some guys, some men, they don't make it this far. They don't make it this far. They don't. They self-medicate into oblivion, or they kill themselves, or they jump in front of trains, and they never found the door to open up to get here. Nobody ever whispered in their ear. You know, when a man goes through a divorce and he goes through the child support or the Title 4D extortion court, he is cast adrift. I went through this personally. Most of you have gone through this personally. Your friends don't look at you the same way. The people that were in your life all of a sudden disappear. They don't have no fucking time for you. Your friends that came into the marriage or the relationship with you, they ain't your friends anymore. It's a very strange thing. It's very strange. It's heartbreaking. It hurts. It's very strange to see the way that people act with men when men are persecuted. It just goes to show you how little value a man's life has. Options. I did get out of the 4D extortion, and I did get my son. But I'm one of the very few. One of the very few. Oh, Crossbone Vanguard. Now, let me tell you something. The Crossbones Gundam, that's one of my favorites too, especially the perfect grade. 0083 is red-pilled. It has false flags, creeping fascism, and female nature. It's a good fucking series. It's a good series. Badass Taco. At Zool, public jobs are eye-openers. Fuck yeah, they are. Graham winning the claw marks on the Monster Energy drink can is the Hebrew 666. I ain't fucking with that. I'm not touching that, man. Feminazi Slayer. So the Jeezys hit Babylon in 1768 and then 1776 happened? I bet not. I bet not, too. Mr. MGTOW Milk Apples, I appreciate your sense of humor. I'm going to give you an opportunity to chill, so please do. I'm going to get one of these vicious-ass mods on you. Gents, I'm going to do one more row of this, and then I think we're going to jump on out. Lord SOS 1991, hats off to you, Hammer. I related to most of your older videos, the ones that aren't out there anymore. They're out there. Thanks for being one of those who made sense to it all. Well, you're welcome. But they're out there. Go to the MGTOW Mirror, MGTOWmirror.ru, I do believe. And as a matter of fact, that MGTOW Mirror link is in my community tab on my channel. And you will have access to hundreds of thousands of videos that aren't on YouTube anymore. You should do that. Danielle Shelley, Hammerhand, how are you, bro? I'm good, man, so far. My voice is actually tightening up. I've been talking way too much these last couple of days. Can I ask you a serious question? Why do you think they are so concerned in all liberal media and social media pushing the concept of voting when they hate the people's will? Because the concept of voting has to work. It's just like money. It's just like money. Let me see. Do I have this over here? Let me see if I got this over here. Did I put it up there? Maybe. No? I was going to show you something here. There you go. It's just like this. Right? What is this? What are these? It's fiat currency. Do you know what fiat currency is? These are just pieces of paper, man. They have no value. There's no value in these. The only reason that the monetary system works is because people have faith that it will work, that it should work. They accept the idea of the Federal Reserve, which has no allegiance to this country, which is not bound by any rules, laws, or regulations of this country, which is separate and independent of this country, fucking with the monetary system. They're completely comfortable with it. These that don't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. It's not backed by anything. When all of your silver started being pulled out of your coins, when all of your gold started being stockpiled by China, the United States, and Germany, guess what? Your money became worthless. All of the real value in the world is in somebody else's vault. It's not in ours. We don't have it. It's not in ours. You know what I'm saying? That's why it works. Let me make sure that I hit your question there. As far as the voting concept is concerned, this country has been inundated with the ideas of the founding fathers. You cannot get rid of it. It's on full court display. The only way that they can get rid of that, the only way that they can supersede it, the only way that they can go around it is to convince you that you need to. They need your permission. They need your will to become theirs. That's what they of government and existence is coming to an end. It's changing. They've had it all their way for a good 60 years, save for a couple of Republicans. They've had it all their way. That's over. That's over. So, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Excuse me. Is Vincent in here? What's up, Vincent? I didn't see you pop in there, brother. Good to see you if you are in here. Kelly Gittins, wish you well on your surgery, Vincent. So I'm assuming that he isn't here. Hey, Vincent, I'll hit you up a little bit later. There he is. I'll hit you up a little bit later, my man. Vincent MGTOW at Shinobi1. Thanks, brother. Doing my final packing for my trip to Mexico again. Excited for the trip. Not excited to be wearing a colostomy bag, though. I had a friend that actually had the colostomy bag procedure, and he had the same thing that you've got. And this was a while ago. But what they did was they disconnected. Let me put this down here a little bit. They disconnected the transverse colon, and then they started treating for cancer. Excuse me. I don't know if this is going to be exactly the same with you, but they opened him underneath his solar plexus, and they pull out a section of the intestine. So your small intestine is completely disconnected from your large intestine while they're treating you. And they gave him 5 years to be cancer-free. And at the end of 5 years, if he was cancer-free, I don't know if you'll do it this way or not. I don't know if this is on the table for you. But he wore that colostomy bag for 5 years, and he changed that colostomy bag by himself. So he was handling his own intestine while it was pulled out through his body for 5 fucking years. He was actually accosted in a Walmart by a fucking security guard that thought that he was stealing shit, that it was under his shirt because he kept it under his shirt. Obviously, he didn't want nobody eyeballing him. So he was accosted by a security guard thinking that he was fucking muzzling shit out of the store. And his daughter was with him, and his daughter went fucking crazy, and I don't blame her one bit. They didn't even ask any questions. They just tried to fucking rush him to the back, and they went fucking crazy. But his 5-year anniversary came around, and he had been clean for 4.5 years. Then they determined that the cancer had reappeared, and he was dead 2 months later. So, obviously, I'm not trying to give you a grim prognosis, Vincent. I'm not saying that at all. But I got secondhand experience in that. He was a great guy. But I don't know that I would want to live for 5 years fucking with a colostomy bag. I don't know if that's an option for you. I don't know if that's what they were doing. But yeah, nasty shit. Lord SOS 91, brothers, hope you all been taking care of yourselves. I have. J-Board, wish you well, Vention. Whirlwind MGTOW. In my channel, I did an experiment and found all the most censored words and phrases related to MGTOW. Check it out, fellas. That's at Whirlwind MGTOW. Badass Taco. Vehicle Voltron was dope. I thought so. Mr. MGTOW Milk Apples, does anyone have a take on when this mask bullshit is going to end? It's going to end when people say fuck you. Because if you leave it up to the government is going to keep you in a muzzle and keep this economy as stifled as they can all the way through Trump's next term. These people don't know what they're doing. Other than the fact that they know that they're trying to bilk this country right now, they don't know what else they're doing. This COVID thing is not what they're telling you, folks. It's not what they're telling you. The beer flu, the Chinese flu, the Kung flu, the Wu flu, it's not what they're telling you. It's bullshit. Vention MGTOW at Jboard, pretty optimistic, brother. Shinobi-wan, Vention MGTOW, more machine than man, but on the inside, more soul than just a being. We pray for you in MGTOW Church, brother. Zool, Michael McKinney, Voltron equals Go Lion and Die Ruger. Yes, sir, it sure does. All of them. All of them. I have all 68 episodes right here on this computer, courtesy of the high seas. Feminazi Slayer. At Success Pool, Trump's father brought over a buddy in the 20s, and he wrote the education system. Do you really think Trump's going to indoctrinate anyone? I don't know. I don't know about that. I'd have to have, you know what I call them? I call them receipts. Hammerhand, TMM at Proton Mail, if you'd like to send them there. I'd be more than happy to look. Pulse Kebab, yeah, we blow up hamsters' likes in the inbox earlier, too. Feminazi Slayer, unindoctrinate. Lord SOS 91, rest in peace to those lost souls. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. MGTOW Milk Apples, MGTOW is a huge step in the evolution process. I think that it is. But we're playing from behind. You know that, right? We've already got the upper hand, but we're playing from behind. It didn't take long for MGTOW. It took feminism, 50 years to do the damage that it's done? It took MGTOW about 12 years to put a stop to it. You know, now it hasn't stopped 100%, and it won't stop 100%. But when you see the contraction in these businesses, the De Beers Corporation in particular, the diamond merchants, when they're Jared's, K's, and Zales, when they're closing 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 of those mall outlets, that has some with the changing landscape of the way that malls are utilized. Motherfuckers ain't buying diamonds. And women, wouldn't you figure, don't go out and buy their own diamonds. Muddy Cold. Hammerhand, you are respected in the manosphere. Well, that depends on who you talk to. There's about 50 motherfuckers out there that I can think of right now that would love to see me die. But thank you. I appreciate that. America Staville. Hurdle the indoctrination. Goddamn right. Amsterdamster Kush. Some men don't take it this far. Damn, that hits home. Yeah. America Staville. Viva MGTOW. MGTOW. Mr. MGTOW Milk Apples. Validation is for suckers. Is it? Is it? Everybody wants some kind of validation. Everybody wants to go out there and work hard and have somebody put a hand on their shoulder and say, man, that's a goddamn good job. Everybody. Does everybody need that? No. At my job, where I work, what I do, for the last 25 years, what I do, nobody had to tell me anything. I knew that if I didn't hear from somebody in the higher ups, that my job was good enough. I knew that. And I always did the best that I could do. And I don't sweat shit anymore. If I walk into that place tomorrow, and I shit you not, I walk in and they're like, Will, we got to take your keys, boy. Sorry about that. I'd be like, there you go. See you, man. They wouldn't expect that from a lot of people. They know me well enough to know that I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm working here today. I'm going to do the job today. You know, everybody wants to be certain that they are loved, liked, or respected. Some people want to be feared. Is it better to be feared or respected? Why can't you have both? Success Pool Endeavors. Mad Link Cole, long time no see. Vincent MGTOW, indeed, the highway of death in Iraq almost ended me. I'm grateful I have enough warning to avoid marriages through MGTOW since 1997. Vincent, were you involved with that? Were you involved with that? Shinobi One, my friends that stuck around, I made them my brothers and told them so. Cement the family with those I want in it. I agree. Jay Board, love your work, Vincent. Hope your dad's okay. I hope your dad's all right too, man. I hope you're fucking Slayer. My stepfather's brother got divorced in the 90s and he knelt down and put his head under a truck rounding the corner in New York City. I saw it and I was cured. That's a fucked up thing to witness. That's a fucked up thing to witness. My brother and I were going out Christmas Eve in the late 90s, and it was about 50 degrees, maybe top 40s. And we were running down the road. We saw these brake lights pop on. And when we got to the vehicle, there was nobody in the vehicle. And we looked down, and there's this bottle of fucking liquor that's smashed all over the road. And there's this dude, he's an obvious transient, but he's underneath the truck. And the tire is sitting on his fucking head. And his head looks like a watermelon that somebody sat on. I've never seen anything like that. And my fucking steam is just pouring out of the gash in his head. You can never unsee those things. You can never unsee those things. You have to learn how to live with terrible visions like that. It fucking sucks. But it desensitizes you too. And I knew after that I wanted to be more desensitized. So I went after things like that so that things like that wouldn't be so shocking and so surprising to me when it happened later on in life. And it has happened since then. Lord SOS 91, no matter what I do, my little brother won't wake up. Keeps going back even after false attempted murder charges. Then your little brother, you need to love him and you need to wish him well, or he's going to take you down with him. If you know somebody that is in that gynocentric time loop and they won't get out of it and they refuse, don't go down with the ship. You're under no obligation. I know that really fucks with some people when I say that, and people are like, but that's my family. What do you expect me to do? Just leave them? Yes. If your family members were drug addicts and they were stealing you fucking blind and they were costing you cars and costing you your home and they were eventually at some point in time going to cost you your life, do you stick around for that? No. They're in fucking hell. That doesn't mean that you have to go to hell with them. You can try, and if your efforts don't secure any good results, get the fuck out. Save yourself. SYSBM if you happen to be black. Bike-A-Mech 1, we need to bring back those porcelain rabbits we painted as kids. I want that stuff to come back, but with goblins, orcs, gremlins, and orcs and dragons. Well, orcs you must like. They have stuff like that. You just got to go find it. Polska Bob, it's like Paul Elam said, if you see a homeless with a dog, you feel bad for the dog. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Americus DeVille going back for more treats. Luke Chase, Vention, our man in the room. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vention MGTOW at Hammerhand. Gotta say, brother, I'm over the moon happy that you got your son. That's life-changing for both of you. Bless you both. Thank you, Vention. That means everything. It means everything. From anybody, it means everything. When I first started this, and I was first talking to people about this stuff, you would believe it, but somebody on the outside wouldn't believe how much negativity came my way. Oh, what do you want to pull that boy away from his mother for? Yeah, you're just the fucking father, right? So fuck me. You know? Oh, you just don't want to pay that woman, do you? No, I don't. I don't fucking owe her nothing. She took her ball and went somewhere else. So you don't get to take my fucking money with you. No, I don't want to pay you. I'll pay for my son. I'm not paying for you. You decided to go jump on somebody else's cock and marry them. You know what I'm saying? So, no. So, before I jumped off of this channel, when they were striking me down and I said, fuck it, and I deleted everything, and yeah, even then, I was still getting people that were talking that kind of mess, talking that shit. You can't get out of this. You can't do that. Maybe you can't do it, but I can. I know how to do it. I've told you how to do it. I've shown you how to do it. I've directed you to the resources. If you can't get off of your ass and make it happen, I ain't got nothing to say to you. And I did say when that first started to come down, if all of those efforts did not work, I would be more than willing to give them the high hard one and go sit in whatever cell they wanted me to sit in. If you want a dependent, if you want somebody to fucking take care of and feed 3 times a day, that's what you want? Okay. I've got a lot of money saved up. I put my shit in fucking storage and I wait it out. That's how that goes. You persecute me further than that, then you make an enemy that you do not want. That's what men have to start doing, in my opinion. You have to start showing these people that you are fucking serious. That you're not playing with these people. Some people aren't going to want to go to jail. They're not going to want to sit in jail. You jail me unjustly for something like that, you've got it coming back to you tenfold. Plain and simple. I am a man of my word. Zool! Yes, all that man. Toughest experience of my life so far, but I'm endlessly grateful to have made it out and found this community. We're grateful that you are here, Zool. And I am over the fucking moon every single time I hear a man, whether they say it to me or another content creator says it or it's said in a comment section somewhere. I thank God for this because I found this because I was ready to blow my fucking brains out. I've seen that more times than I have fingers and toes times 100. You know, thousands of times. So you're not going to tell me that this is not a systemic problem. It is. It is. And bitches ain't going to say nothing about it. You know they're not going to say nothing about it. They don't want to give up that check. Successful endeavors. Vention, I hope that you get better. We need you here, brother. Abso-fucking-lutely. 100% yes. Yes. We have already paid too heavy a price this year by losing Archangel. I feel so guilty about that. I feel so bad about that. And then I had somebody come in my fucking comments on that video and accuse me of virtue signaling. Okay. Isn't it fucking funny when you see men express true regret or remorse, the reaction that it provokes in other men that are experiencing the same thing, or they can't get to that depth in emotion? Isn't it curious how that works? It's very funny. It shows me that the level of oppression and suppression of the male emotion center is full on. It's fucking out there. I mean, it's out there. Big time shit. You get to the end of this bitch. I'm going to read these backwards a little bit. So, Feminazi Slayer. They be frontin' with a bread that's flat. Flat in the has are small, but their bitches be fat. What the fuck is that, man? Did you have a seizure while you were typing that? Come on, feminazi. Luke Chase. Feminists kill men. MGTOW save men. Feminists don't directly kill men. The feminist lawyers, the lawmakers, and then the liberal men that enforce it, the ones that are in power, they enforce this shit. You can't, in my opinion, I can never say feminist does anything without thinking about the liberal cocksuckers that prop them up. They are fucking fused together in my mind. I don't know how that works for y'all, but that's how that works for me. America's DeVille, hashtag D's nuts for thoughts. These thoughts may not ever touch my balls. Never. Them motherfuckers swing and never. Timothy Sokol, only 9:13 here in Cali. Yeah, they not here, my man. They not here. Jay Board, it's 5:12 a.m. in England. God bless all. Take care, Vention Hammer and everyone. Adios, Jay Board. You have a very good night, a very good morning, I should say. And thank you for tuning in and staying. I appreciate you, brother. Zool, at Vention MGTOW, I'm happy to hear that, man. Respect. I for sure had massive anxiety and depression my whole life until I figured out to work on properly after finding MGTOW. Life works in funny ways. It sure as fuck does. It sure as fuck does. All right, gang. One more read, and then I think that we're going to be heading out for the night. We're closing in on that magical 3-hour mark again. 137 of you in the box. 166 thumbs. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate you for sticking in there, man, and hanging in. It's always my pleasure to cover a variety of subjects when we do these. I think actually I would like to do more of that. If I can fit these in late Friday nights when I get home, because I usually don't have as big a schedule Friday as I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's the meat of my week. And if I can get something going on Fridays, I will. No promises, but if I can do the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then it's done. I need to jump off of here and see if I can get with Hamster, because we're supposed to be doing something. So, Vention MGTOW, at KD, part of my positive attitude is all that spiritual shit I got into as a younger man. Saw so much weird and random stuff that it convinced me of an afterlife. Had a couple of OBEs. It changes you. I guarantee it. Madink Cole, thank the Most High for not losing you, Hammerhand. I know you have saved men's lives here. It wasn't my goal to go out and be some kind of messiah. It really wasn't. And I'm not that. I'm just some fucking guy. And I say that to everybody out there. I don't want to be held in any type of esteem. I want you guys out there to understand that it is much more beneficial to you, right there, if you talk, if you get this shit off of your chest. If the fucking hoes that you want to talk to will not listen, come and talk to us. We will listen. I will listen. I do that. Obviously, you can tell. It's clear. And I appreciate the compliments. I try to not reject, but rebuff stuff like that. I want men to jump their asses up and start taking back what is great about them, what's miraculous about them. It wasn't women that created everything. You see? It wasn't. Every continent, everywhere that you go, it was men that are at the head of all tables in civilization. That's not an accident. It's a genetic blessing. It's a gift. And these last several generations of men have just rolled over and taken what they were given. That is not what we are about. It's not what we're about. Seeking validation through women is a natural effect of being deprived of emotional and spiritual validation through your parents. Plain and simple. We don't grow up as empty voids. We don't. We may be born as blanks, as something to be filled in. There's something to be said for that. But we're not meant to be that way indefinitely. We do have our emotions. We do have our emotional centers. We do have our emotional outbursts. All of us, men and women, especially goddamn women. They live in their emotions. We don't. We're the perfect counterbalance to that. What you've seen more often than not since about the 80s are men that are women. These men that are growing up, they're growing up with all of the gear that men possess. All of the testosterone, all of the fucking head drugs, all the endorphins, all the serotonin, all of it. But they're wired like a female because they're being raised on the order of 80. Disastrous for the Western world. It's a disaster for the people. For the fuckers in charge, for the social engineers, it's exactly what they wanted. And then some. Wildly successful in their eyes. You got a nice, tame, mute population of boys. Now, no shaming there. That's what it is. That's what it's tuned out to be. And you men that watch this, you men that have taken your destiny in hand, you men are changing that. Can't sell Pampers. Can't sell diamonds. Can't sell greeting cards. Fuck Valentine's Day. Did you know last year 70% of all Valentine's Day purchases were made by women for themselves? Valentine's Day set a record last year for sales. I was thinking that it was going to be a record low. It was a record high. But it was women that were buying shit for themselves. So yeah, gang, we can do it. You just got to honor yourself and take care of yourself. Badass Taco. The yoga pants are basically women saying, please look at me. Please want me. But simultaneously they say, don't objectify me, you motherfucker. My eyes are up here, sir. I've been there. Ew, you're creepy. Bitches are fucked in the head. Yes, they are, man. They're walking contradictions. Zool, and rest in peace to Liberation Y, our brother Archangel. He was truly dedicated to his work, a great person. I wish we could have helped him more. Americus DeVille, all praise the Most High Yahweh. Yes, sir. Polska Bob, be right back. All right. Casual Bachelor, nearly 420 Monday here in New Zealand. Brother, thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate you much. I think I'm going to go ahead and pop this one off. Americus DeVille, no unicorns, baby. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm going to go ahead and jump. Man, I'm going to jump. Yeah, 3 hours in. 3 hours yesterday. Y'all feel like you're getting your money's worth? I think you're getting your money's worth. I do. Can you imagine what's going to be like when the studio pops up? It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic. I appreciate all you men for jumping in here. I appreciate the thumbs. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the looks. I appreciate the downvotes. You know what I'm saying? I'll get some. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to cut one video tonight, and I think I'm going to get it out tomorrow, or I'll cut it tomorrow on the way to work. I've already got a couple of subjects lined up. You guys have yourselves a wonderful one. Be cool. Much love. Peace, love, and happiness. And don't accidentally shoot yourself.